for a couple of words from ABSA.
I'm someone. Good afternoon, everybody. It's good to see all your smiling faces here today on a beautiful day here in Cape Town, particularly for the folks coming in from Johannesburg, where the weather is not the greatest. We are loving every second of this Western Cape hospitality. But folks, leave it to me to welcome you to the 2025 MEST Africa Challenge Finale, in partnership between MEST and ABSA. And a warm welcome to the MEST team. Thank you very much for all the hard work and dedication getting us to this stage. The excitement is palpable in the room, and the MEST team are a big driver of that excitement. Our ABSA colleagues, we have our team members and colleagues who come from the Joburg offices. Thank you very much for being here. Our ecosystem partners, and of course, the reason we're here, the finalists. It's been quite a journey since we launched this in August, moving from 828 initial applications to the top 20 to the top 10. That should tell you that the folks who are going to be pitching to us in the next few minutes are the best of the best. And I, for one, am looking forward to seeing what they have to offer. Today, we finally arrive at the moment that we've spent many nights working towards. Congratulations to each of the finalists, and well done to making it to this stage. Now, from a business perspective, this challenge has reminded us what is possible when we stay close to the customer, when we understand deeply what our customers' needs, desires, and wants are, and have a good understanding of what product market fit is in each of our markets. The variety of solutions that we've seen come through from the FinTechs and the various partners reflect the growing strength of Africa's digital economy, innovation pipeline, and the sheer ingenuity of entrepreneurs who live the day-to-day challenges they are solving for. Thank you again for being part of this moment. We're excited to celebrate this moment with you, and we're excited to celebrate the talent in this room, and to the contestants, I wish each one of you all the best for today. Thank you. Tomo, do you want to say a couple of words as well?
Thanks, Sisi. I won't say much. I think you've pretty much said the bulk of it, but maybe just to acknowledge our ABSA colleagues that are here, both the guys from SA business. So I think we're very deliberate here is ABSA is getting into a new journey of being truly Pan-African, right? We want to leave that in the actions that we actually take and demonstrate to our markets. So we've got guys from SA, and then we've got the team from Arrow, and then we've got our technology colleagues here as well that have partnered with the business to power this. I just want to say, I think where we are getting into as ABSA is a new era, right? A new era that is really powered by a strategy that looks not just to create solutions that are fit for banking, but we partner for solutions that are unconventional and that, as TC said, really address the needs of our customers. And I think part of that is also acknowledging that what drives Africa, right? It's young people, it's brilliant minds, and it's brilliant ideas. And we are very happy that I think this has been one of the toughest challenges I personally have been part of, because from over 800, I think there were probably, quite a number of applications there that were very, very close. And it took, quite a deliberate effort to then sift through, some of the metrics that we thought, would really set the, sort of your ideas apart. So I'm saying this because I want to say to the 10 finalists today, you're all winners, right? Of course, we're going to have one last winner at the end. We're going to probably think about also how we can sort of collaborate in some form or shape with a number of you. So I think tonight is about you, right? You brought your A game from the top 20, and very excited because, I know today you probably have brought an A++ game. We also have brought our A++ games as judges, so don't take me wrong for that. But yeah, so thank you for everything you've done and the effort you've put to just make this, an event with the caliber that we wanted it to be from the beginning. But also, I think, MEST, your dedication to African entrepreneurship, right, in growing African stories and businesses is remarkable. So thank you for partnering with us on this. I hope it's not the first and last. Oh, this is our second challenge, but I hope it's not the last. We will continue to collaborate with you. As again, I've said, we live the purpose of ABSA's new era, our new strategy, right, and the new journey that we are embarking on as a group to be really, truly Pan-African. So well done to everybody involved today. This is us demonstrating and living our purpose as a bank. So every story matters. So each of you, your story matters. Thank you, everybody. Thanks.
I've got my special mic that I only can touch. It's okay. I know our judges wear so many hats, but tonight they are wearing not the hats of head of units, not the hats of CEOs, but they are wearing the hats of, great wisdom bearers that are going to adjudicate, give insights, direction to all the solutions that are going to be presented tonight. So allow me to, I know when they stood up earlier, he just stood up as someone. Now I'm going to put a name to someone. So do allow me to introduce Tawanda Chatikobo, who is the head of digital banking for Africa at ABSA Group, a leading Pan-African financial service provider. Prior to joining ABSA, Tawanda served as executive head of digital transformation at Teleshore Investment Holding, where he was instrumental in shaping and commercializing the digital strategy for some of South Africa's most prominent short-term insurance brands, including, but not limited, the Auto General, Budget Insurance, and Dow Direct. These are some very big brand names, if you didn't know. Earlier in his career, he has held several senior digital leadership roles at Nedbank, one of Africa's top 5 banks, where he played a key role in advancing the bank's digital capabilities and customer-centric innovations. Let's give a big round of applause to Tawanda. Tawanda, may you just smile and wave, smile and wave, smile and wave. There we go. That's Tawanda. And joining us online, who is Portfolio and Programs Advisor for MEST Africa. So Ashwin, thank you so much for making it online. You are a beacon of hope, and we admire you. With over 13 years of experience navigating startup ecosystems across Africa, Asia, and the US, Ashwin is dedicated to bridging startups with meaningful impact. He joined MEST in 2015 as the Technology Teaching Fellow, progressed through key leadership roles, including Incubator Manager, Director of Portfolio, and Country Director for Ghana. As Director of Portfolio Support, Ashwin played a pivotal role in scaling MEST portfolio companies like Complete Pharma and Wiflix. In 2019, he was appointed Managing Director of MEST, where he has shaped the organization's strategic vision, expanded incubation programs, and strengthened partnerships across key African markets. Under his leadership, startups have gained access to critical mentorship, funding, and resources. Let's give a big round of applause to Ashwin. And going on within the role, one of our judges from ABSA Group. So let's welcome Tamu. He is the head of strategy and transformation, leading the strategy component of ABSA regional operations, technology agenda across 9 African countries and 10 banks. That's quite a big portfolio. Working closely with countries, he's a passionate Afro-optimist. Tamu firmly believes in the continent's potential. He thrives on driving transformational change and applying strategic insight to enable sustainable business growth and strengthen competitive advantage. With experience leading teams, Tamu brings a leadership style grounded in empowerment, collaboration, and integrity. He is committed to building inclusive environments where diverse perspectives are valued and team members are supported to reach their full potential. Tamu's expertise extends across technology, engineering, financial services, banking, corporate finance, strategic planning, and business management. At ABSA, he has held several executive roles, including investment banking, corporate finance, mergers and acquisitions, the office of the group CEO, head of strategy in the business and group technology. So you are well covered. The insights are coming from experts. Let's give a big round of applause to Tamu. And we have a rose amongst the thorns. Michelle, thank you so much for being here. That's the rose amongst the thorns. Making sure there is equality and diversification. Thank you so much. So Michelle, she is the director of Veridian, an end-to-end agency servicing the Pan-African entrepreneurial ecosystem, and co-founder of the social enterprise Book Dash, which has created hundreds of open license titles and distributed more than 5 million books to children who otherwise have none. Some of the products and frameworks that she's been instrumental in developing include the Africa Angel Academy and the UK SA Tech Hub Launch League, Let's Talk Financing Toolkit. She is a program designer and a senior facilitator on initiatives such as the Royal Academy of Engineering, the Africa's Prize for Engineering Innovation, and the AU-EU D4D Think Like an Investor program. So we have a common link on the EU-Africa participation. It's a small village. And she is a Bachelor of Philosophy. She has a Bachelor of Philosophy in Sustainable Development from the Stellenbosch University and is currently completing a Master's in Philosophy in Inclusive Innovation at the UCT, Graduate School of Business. Let's give a big round of applause to Michelle. And those are our judges for tonight. So rest assured the insights, the critique, the advice that you are receiving is coming from an aggregate minimum 40 plus years of experience across different industry verticals. So you're not gonna hear ChatGPT version type of adjudication. You are hearing bespoke quality, insights into your solution, which whether you win or not, you should take away with to make sure you develop your solution further. And I think getting into the most interesting ones, we want to welcome our first pitching participant for tonight. Are they ready? Are they ready? Let's give them a big drum roll as they're ready. But before you come through, allow me to just take you through the rules, because you will come here and you start narrating the whole journey, where you started, why you are here, and then you wonder why you've been disqualified. So let's rather give you the rules, and then you know how to play. So you have 5 minutes to pitch, all right? 5 minutes. On the comfort monitor, you will see the countdown of your 5 minutes. At the end of that 5 minutes, you will hear a happy chime. If you hear that, please don't make me throw you away from the stand. I would like to give you opportunity to pause and then allow the judges to give for their question and answer segments. Judges, you have also 5 minutes for the question and answer per participant. Respectfully, when you hear the chime, respectfully. I can't tackle them off the stage, so Martin, respectfully. When you hear the chime, so that is the time limit for the Q&A, right? And that's how the sessions will roll. If you have any video demo, but I think that you will have the clicker to play, so you each have a clicker. So click next onto your slides to take us to each of the iterations of your slides, and then ensure that you are able to do everything within the limit of 5 minutes, right? I don't want to tackle anyone off the stage, so please do keep to time. Now, so without further ado, we are going to welcome our first pitching participant for the night. So Black Swan is an AI pre-seed fintech startup providing AI credit scoring for Africa's unbanked, right? And I'm not going to sell them. They will do that themselves. So let's give it a big round of applause to Black Swan as they tell us more about their solution.
I'm going to test. Okay, it's working. Yeah, so I think I'm going to go for it. And because we are on a timer, I think we can have the chit-chat after that. Oh, so it started. So across Africa, one of the most primary problems is access to credit. Now, when you think about it, this is a problem that most fintechs and banks are trying to solve. But from Black Swan, what we believe, apart from access to credit, the other fundamental problem, the primary problem, is visibility. If a bank does not know you, they don't trust you, they cannot lend to you. What we solve is credit identity. What does that mean? What it means is we are able to provide credit for you once we're able to know you. So we've built an open banking and open finance framework whereby we can receive data and be able to advance lending. So, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Derek Kazimoto. I'm the CEO and co-founder at Black Swan. So, despite the systemic challenges of Africa, we are a Mauritian company operating across 5 markets. For the year 2025 alone, we have processed over 50,000 loans to 10,000 borrowers, unlocking 4 million in credit under 4% credit risk. And that has enabled us to unlock $100,000 in revenue. In 2026, we're now on track to process 1 million loans to unlock $100 million in value and a revenue of $500,000. Now, credit union in Africa is not a one-size-fits solution. Different borrowers have different sort of needs. Now, when you look at it, we power from unsecured lending for about $800 to a $40,000 microloan. But in Africa, we still have challenges. The challenges are with our industry. With our industry, financial data is closed, it's fragmented, it's disconnected. Every provider sees one story. Not every bank sees the same story. Now, what happens is when data is fragmented, the rules become a little bit tough. And that's when we chose a different path that gave us a competitive edge. Now, let's go back to 10 years. This is 2015 when one of the fintechs from South Africa called Jumo was founded. And a little bit of years, Kunda. They were solving access to finance through telcos, and they had the access. And it still works. But we asked ourselves as a company, would we still want the same solution in 2035 when we're looking back to 2025? And our answer was no, because credit has to be open. Credit does not have to be closed. And with this, we came about building a solution called the Credit SIM. When you think about the Credit SIM, it's a solution of whereby we're already powering multiple products. We're enabling credit, right? Now we had to just package it in a solution of whereby we can actually advance it. And a Credit SIM is designed for basically the Gen Zs, right? Or millennials. It has to be instant. It has to be self-managed. It has to be digital. How it works, basically, you are able to apply by sharing data, your mobile money statements, bank statements, alternative data, and then from that, we give you a limit, let's say a $250 limit, and we wrap that into a physical card so that you can have an attachment to it, and through an app, you're able to transact. Can we do it? Yes, we're already powering loans. We're processing a loan every 3 minutes. By the end of next year, we'll be processing a loan every 3 seconds. And with this, a Credit SIM is just the layer, the package that brings everything together. And this is the team that's going to do it. We've built a very world class of experts, 80% technical with background from AWS, Tesla, Jumo, and a couple of other financial services in the market. And with this team, we have a total of 3 published researchers in AI, credit scoring, and data science. And this brings me to why we exist. Our mission is simple, to build the credit rails that make every African bankable. We're solving visibility, we're standardizing credit identity, and with the Credit SIM, we will unlock the credit for billions. Thank you.
Thank you, Derek. That was quite succinct. I just have 2 questions for you, right? I think the one is more clarity with regards to your target market. I see Gen Z, so is that correct?
Gen Z and millennials, yeah.
Gen Z and millennials, quite a complicated group of people,
Yes.
right, to penetrate. Quite a lot of competitive products out there also targeting the same. So the one question I have for you there is, how do you intend to win, right, within that complicated group of people, number one? And then I think the second thing is, have you done a quick back of the envelope in terms of your actual size of opportunity here within the markets already that you're operating today? Thanks.
Okay, thank you. So how do we intend to win? We picked a market base we're already serving. So 70% of our customers are millennials, 90% of our customers are male, actually 85%. So basically, we're just packaging a solution that we already know that works, right? So that's for the first question. The second question, how do we intend to win? So currently it's through partnerships, just like the access model, but then again, we are slightly moving away from it, from things that we've already practiced and we know it works. So for you to win, you need to be instant, just like your 2-minute noodles. You need to be able to have credit, which is self-managed, and you need to have some sort of aspirational value. That's why we have the credit SIM. It's not a credit card, it's a credit SIM. It's an identity, it's the phone number, and it's bank agnostic, telco agnostic, and it's able for you to move around with it from, let's say, Absa to Nedbank, and etc.
Okay, so quick access, simplicity, and affordability.
Yes.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks so much. Love the credit SIM idea. You talk in your overview, in our little booklet here, about using alternative data like mobile money and utility payments to generate your accurate credit scoring. But I didn't see any mention of partnerships in your presentation. Who are you currently working with to get that kind of data? And can you tell us a little bit more about how you're analyzing it?
Okay, thank you. Actually, that's a very good question. So basically, we first started with embedded models. So we are partnering with a digital bank back in Tanzania called Celcom. They have a bank called Celcom Pesa. They have about 200,000 customers. But then again, the real problem is not partnering with someone to access data. The real problem is each and every one of you has to be able to share data with me to whatever bank to be able to lend. So with that, we built an open financing, open banking framework. As simple as an email, you can easily send a statement, mobile money, bank statement, and the scalability part of it, it can be a statement from anywhere in the world, even North Korea, not only in Africa, and then instantly we generate an affordability of whereby a bank can lend. So we've done that not only in mobile money lending, in device financing. So if you walk into an iStore, they'll ask you for a statement, and they'll tell you if you afford an iPhone 17 Pro Max or an iPhone 14. Yeah.
Cool. Derek, I'll ask the last question, and well done for getting it done in 5 minutes. That was very impressive. I'll keep it short. What's your path to scale? Because I see essentially a 10xing your revenue between 2025 and 2026. What's the path to enable that?
Thank you. So for 2026, we have signed a telco, which has 14 million telco customers, 6 million mobile money customers. So that's the jump. But also for 2026, we have a pilot in Rwanda that has 2.8 million farmers. That also sort of will get us the numbers. But other than other markets, we're also en route to pilot for an embedded model in Gabon, right? So that's scalability, that's enabling us to be able to scale and grow our revenues. But then again, we understand we slowly have to start shifting to the credit SIM of whereby we enable banks now, instead of telcos, to be able to enable credit. Yes.
So, Tommy, do you want to go with your question? I'll go with one more then.
Just one more.
Yeah.
If you win the 50,000, what do you use the investment for?
60% of it, so basically to pilot a solution, we'd stick that money out as us, so first hit of loss. The remaining 40%, which is the 20,000, is to operationalize it in a market that Absa wants to pilot it, if you guys are keen for a pilot. So 20,000 to, you say we go to Uganda, Kenya, Botswana to operation. 30,000, that's our first hit. Yeah. On the balance sheet.
Okay. All right, I'll be quick because I want to just ask you a critical tech question.
Okay.
Right? Dealing with data.
Yes.
Right. Your security has to be tight, right?
Yes.
both to protect the data,
What?
both to protect the data itself,
Yes.
but also, the customers on the other end. So how are you verifying the data that you're getting so far? And who have you partnered with that? Are you working with governments for identity verification and things like that? What's your security architecture looking like? Thanks.
Okay, so to just make sure I understand the question, to verify the data if it's fake or legit, right? Okay.
Yes, number one, and then to protect the data that people give you so that it's not penetratable.
Okay, so one, I'll start with verification. So basically, we've built a machine learning algorithm that looks at the DNA and authenticity of a document. So the authenticity for an ABSA statement is different from an authenticity from, let's say, an M-Pesa statement. That's the first thing we check. If that has been altered, we say unverified, and if a financial institution wants to proceed with it, they can, but we would have flagged it. The second part is we have about 10 to 15 checks that we check if a statement has been altered from the fonts, from the original sort of sizing and formatting, the debits and credits and all of those things to sort of flag those things up. But one thing that has been very successful is when you're working so much with mobile money, they only have one format. We've noticed a lot of banks will have 10, 15, 20 formats, right? So for the microloans, it's very easy for us to verify. And in terms of protecting the data, I have not quite understood the question. In terms of security or?
Thank you. I was almost getting ready for my rugby tackle.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
Let's give a big round of applause to Black Swan AI. I did play quarterback rugby. I did promise I will tackle people. Do not tempt me. But great solution. Just reading, Ashwin wanted to just pass a comment whilst we were. So this is a comment from Ashwin to the recent solution. So Ashwin says, great solution. Glad you've gone this route. You've truly come a long way, and I really like the credit focus on Gen Z. The younger crowd would definitely appreciate it. So kudos to you, Black Swan. Well done. All right. As we go on, moving on to the next pitching contestant for tonight, Credify is a trade and finance and logistics platform for African SMEs offering financing, shipment, and warehousing in China. So this is an interesting one. Let's give it a big round of applause to Credify as she comes to, there we go. So, 5 minutes.
All right.
Respectfully, my judges, respectfully. 5 minutes. When the bell chimes.
All right. Hi guys, my name is Toby Felix and I lead products and strategy at Credify. I want you to look around you. Almost everything around us crossed an ocean through a container. And 34% of African businesses import from China, up 23% from last year. If you're able to fix cross-border payment, lending, and logistics, all of those things that were imported will be 25% to 40% cheaper. I'm going to tell you a story about Amina. Amina is the reason why we built Credify. Amina is a textile trader in Kampala. For Amina to restock from China to Kampala, she must cross 3 hurdles. Now, let me tell you the first one. The first one is cross-border payment, which we're already familiar with, some of the issues. It can be expensive, it can be slow. Now, Amina's supplier, by the way, has given her an invoice of $15,000 for her to restock. Now, let's say she does not have all the $15,000. It means she's going to need access to credit. And we know the story. You need collateral, you need so many documentation, which she does not really have. Now, let's say she used family and friends and she's able to bring up the money. Maybe she is also able to make payment for her cross-border trade. Now, she has to go through the last hurdle, which is logistics. And let me tell you something. For an SME importer in Africa, logistics means very, very slim visibility, having to deal with a lot of middlemen. And that is where Credify comes in. We are your all-in-one global trade platform. We enable African importers, SMEs particularly, to pay suppliers in minutes using our stablecoin rails. We also provide credit to these SMEs of at least 50% of their invoice for even first-time customers. Now, when it comes to logistics, we have an office in China that allows us to consolidate this goods and ship it from China to Kampala. Now, what do we provide here? We provide them visibility end-to-end, and we allow them to also validate the legitimacy of the goods that they have imported, because it costs a lot of money. Now, let me talk to you about the opportunity we're unlocking here. We're unlocking a 280 billion trade opportunity. And of that, right, Credify is looking to capture, and just before I tell you what we're looking to capture, the SMEs alone of the 280 billion capture 40% of that today. And we're just looking to capture 1 million of that as well. Now let's talk about our unit economics. 1 container, 4 revenue streams, right? For each and every container that we deliver, we have a gross profit of $13,000. On an average today, we're doing 10 to 11 containers in a month. And this is how the profits spread across: finance, shipping, cross-border, customs handling. Now, let's talk about our go-to-market strategy. We already have a strong foothold in Uganda. In the coming year, we're going to Kenya, and then later on, Tanzania. In terms of how we acquire our customers today, it's through partnerships, referral programs, as well as field agents especially, because we meet them at the point of their needs, where their shops are and all of that. Now let's talk about our traction, right? We are doing a 287K MRR and also 3% NPL. We have served 1,500 SMEs so far. 75% of them are also repeat customers. Now let's talk about Credify in a year's time. What are we looking to do? We're looking to grow that MRR from 287K to 400K. And then we're also looking to expand our loan book from 1 million to 2.5 million, and also increase our customers to 2.5K. Now, in terms of product roadmap, key things we're trying to do, I mentioned earlier, the Kenya expansion, and not just that, new payment corridors to Kenya, to Dubai and Turkey, because those areas are also growing as well. Now, this is what our competitive analysis looked like. I didn't put in any company because, hey, we're competing against brokerage agents, we're competing against banks when it comes to payments, we're competing against microfinances, but what makes us stand out is the fact that we have bundled the fragmented payments, the fragmented lending, all in one platform for these African SMEs in their ecosystem. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I can start. Oh, okay. Are you sure? All right. Toby, thank you.
Yeah.
This was also quite comprehensive, and I think from the previous speech to this, I can pretty much see a bit much more clarity.
Yeah.
The one question that I suppose I'm figuring out today in terms of your call it your process is somewhat you mentioned the dependence on China in the beginning.
Yeah. Currently.
And with global macros and the changes in geopolitics, etc.
Yeah.
What are some of the ways you're thinking around what that dependence on China could mean in the future, both positively or negatively?
Yeah.
Or is there any other contingencies you have in place to protect this business model away from what could potentially be a geopolitical issue with China versus the US, etc.? So.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So, yeah, I mentioned earlier regarding Dubai and Turkey. Our initial focus was China because they capture a lot of the numbers when it comes to SME importers, I think about 75 to 80%. It is true what you have said regarding some risk, and that's why we're starting to explore other markets as well, which is Dubai and Turkey. Yeah.
Great pitch, thank you. My question is always going to be around path to scale, right, and your growth potential. You indicated an agent network, essentially to sign up SMEs.
Sorry, say that again.
An agent network,
Yeah.
potentially to sign up SMEs as you enter these new markets.
Yeah.
How many agents do you currently have, one? And then two, what are you forecasting in terms of growth, in terms of that agent network?
Okay. So today, the way it works is, as of today on ground in Uganda, we have about 10 agents. And to be very honest, we open it. What that means is anyone can become an agent. So you bring somebody, and then you get some money. So basically, we have strong 10 people. You go out, you speak to one of those SME traders, and for each CBMs that you capture, we give you $10. So yeah.
Okay, so it's basically a referral program open to anybody?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I had to contain my question, which was wide, and as somebody who's coming from more of a development and development finance background, really interesting to see somebody encouraging this, but importing from China. But I think a very real issue on the ground, and I was really impressed by your ambition to be end-to-end in this, but I really would like to understand, because it's a systemic kind of issue, and I understand the drive to touch every point in that system.
Yeah.
Practically, how do you do all of these three things? How do you do logistics, the payment, etc.? You're spreading wide. What's your plan?
Okay. So in terms of how we operate today, right? When customers come in to import, those are the same customers that we do payment for. Now, the beauty of it is, today you have a customer come in, okay, do logistics for me, but maybe not payment, or I'm coming for logistics and payment. And you already have their data, so it even becomes easier to lend to that same customer. So, yeah, that's how we go about it. We are focused on only the people in the ecosystem. In terms of people outside the ecosystem, if, for instance, we're doing payments to Turkey and Dubai, but you're not shipping with us, right? We could also do that payment for you. So I think that's how we kind of manage it end to end. I'm not sure if I answered that, if I give you an answer you're looking for.
Because we see businesses in our, just to say in the East African context, just focusing on logistics, and it's tough enough.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah, really when it went to that extra step of the warehousing plus the logistics on top of the FinTech solution was when I started to think to myself, but how? So yeah, I think I do have a lot of questions on the logistics sides and how you'll be managing, all the risk and the complexity involved in that on top of everything else. But I see you are a 3-time chess Olympiad champion, so maybe you have some moves I don't yet foresee.
All right, sure. Thank you very much.
Any other questions?
Let me see. Do I have 30 seconds here for last question?
You have 30 seconds.
Okay.
You have 30 seconds.
Who's
I'll
underwriting?
be gracious. Yeah.
Who's underwriting your loan book right now? Because you're dispersing loans, right?
Yes.
Trade financing. Who's underwriting that?
So we are working with some external accountants, and then we have a CFO, Tanaka. So all of that we do, and then we also use AI to do some of the underwriting. Now, where it gets difficult is when we want to profile the supplier, and today that's why when a customer is requesting for loan, it kind of takes about 72 or more. Ideally, we're trying to make it as short as 24 to 48. If the customer is coming first time and we don't know their supplier, we do a background check in China. So our team do all of those things. But for the other ones, it's quite clear. You understand where this customer is coming from. They don't have enough data. You understand their trade license and all of that. But key areas or where it gets difficult is trying to profile the supplier. And that we've done well in China. So we usually get that. We have a team on ground to do that profiling for the supplier.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Are we out?
All right, sure. Thank you.
Awesome. If you think these are really amazing solutions, clap once. No, you didn't get the instruction. Clap once. If you think they are really amazing solutions so far, clap once. If you think they are super cool, clap twice. Okay, all right. You were about to clap more than once, so which means they are really amazing. Okay, so we've been to Tanzania, we passed by Uganda, now we are going to Zambia with a mixture of some United States in there. So allow me to welcome DevDraft. Is a cross-border payment platform that enables African businesses, creatives, and freelancers to seamlessly receive, hold, and move money globally. So I won't take their thunder. Please, let's give a big round of applause to DevDraft AI as they take us through their solution. You can do better than that. Give me a bigger round. There we go. Awesome.
Right. We're DevDraft, and we give remote workers, businesses in Africa and emerging markets in USD and Euro bank accounts so that they're able to finally receive and hold the dollar. So, problem. Remote workers and businesses globally can't get paid from the US and Europe like locals can. Now, here's the problem. For platforms like Upwork, which require USD, a native USD bank account for efficient withdrawals. So what's the best type of solution they have? It's definitely a US or Euro bank account with your name and address in it. But opening a USD bank account as a freelancer or SME in Africa really is almost nearly impossible. So SMEs and freelancers typically end up missing out on international opportunities, not because they can't do the work, but because they don't have these US bank account details to operate like locals. Now, we do have other players that are trying to solve this. But they fall short in critical ways. First, we have PayPal. With PayPal, you can receive with your USD account, but you cannot withdraw to your local account. In most African countries, it's been disabled. So your money is typically stuck. Payoneer is good. It does work. But the transaction costs as well as the settlement delays make it pretty inefficient and expensive for SMEs in this specific market. For Wise, it does work, but because you do get a USD account, however, you do require a local dollar account in order to be able to withdraw. So you find that these options above here do not solve the end-to-end problem that typical freelancers and businesses are facing. And this is where DevDraft comes in. So what do? We issue you a real USD and Euro bank account in your name with your address. So these are actual bank details that you can use anywhere. So we've built the infrastructure natively on stablecoins, and that's how you're able to move money globally, instantly, as well as at a transaction rate of only 1%. Our platform is accessible on mobile, Android, and iOS, that is, web, desktop, as well as through API integration if you're a business. So now what that means is that you can actually do business like you're a local in the USA and Europe right from your home. And it's been working. So we launched this June. We've been global since day one, and we're borderless by design. We've been able to scale to 1,000+ active users across Africa, Southeast Asia, and the USA. Currently, we've been able to process around 2.5 million in volumes just after launching within 4 months. And our fraud rates stay under 25 basis points, which is great for the market, month on month. And our business model is very simple. It's 1% per transaction corridor, so which is on-ramps and off-ramps, which beats what's currently on the market right now. And we're actually moving very fast. So after our launch, we did ship a mobile app that is live on iOS and Android. Yeah, and by October, we hit 1,000 users and crossed our first 1 million in volumes processed. And next year, in March, we're scheduled to launch virtual cards which are going to allow individuals and businesses to be able to spend directly on the platform. And that will mark the path for us to scale from our current annual recurring revenue, which is scheduled at, which is currently at $300,000, and it's going to end up at $2 million by mid next year. But that's just the beginning. So you might be wondering, how big could the opportunity for DevDraft be? Well, the global stablecoin market currently in 2025 sits at $400 billion. And Africa's total available market alone is projected to be at $75 billion by 2027, which is actually 150% growth over 2 years. So DevDraft serviceable market is around 10 billion, conservative, around remote workers, SMEs, and B2B cross-border transactions. And we're chasing this very aggressively. We're backed by the best and are ready to capture it. We raised $500,000 pre-seed from Y Combinator, and we are based out of Silicon Valley.
Thank you. That was really good. Almost had it, but I think we got the drift. I'll start with the first question. You said you were global from day one, and you've seen some nice growth in the past 4 months since you've started, commercializing the platform. Where do you have your greatest concentration of customers, your top 3 markets?
Yes, so most of our customers are actually out of Africa, Zambia, but if you're asking about volumes, there's a skew, it's growing, I'd say, yeah.
So again, I'm trying to get a sense, are most of your customers on the continent, i.e., these are freelancers, SMEs remitting into the continent, or these are folks in Asia, Australia, Latin America? I just want to understand where your concentration is right now.
Correct. So it's definitely Africa. So we did pilot our program in Zambia. So that's why we've been focusing in terms of marketing and getting the organic growth. And these are freelancers like software developers, even businesses that they get gigs in Europe or USA, receive on the platform and want to hoard the dollar or withdraw to the local rails or just send it out via blockchain.
Thank you.
Correct.
All right, thanks for that. 3 questions from me. I think there's 3 things I saw. I think the first one was around, you've got a rate for transaction fraud, right? That you put there. I just want to understand what's driving transaction fraud and how are you, that month on month. And what's your, how are you circumventing that, right? The more you grow, the more that's probably going to be, a bigger number. The second question I have is, what are your contingencies around remote work, etc.? Because I think part of your book depends on that. And I think global trends, we're seeing people getting back to the office and that becoming a bit more less and less.
I'm not sure I understood your second question.
The second question, okay. So part of your numbers are driven by remote workers.
Correct.
Right? So with people going back to the offices in an increasing rate globally, how are you circumventing that risk?
Okay, I would push back if we're actually remote first. I'm not sure if there's anyone who wants to work in office, but so not to say against, but that's part of the users we do have, but we'd also have a B2B side of things, which are actual businesses seated in Zambia or other parts of Africa and really the globe that are interfacing with DevDraft, and that's what caters for most of the volumes moved on the platform. And when you look at the African space, really, the average transaction amount per user is relatively lower. So I wouldn't say that's really what we're betting on mostly. It's really on the B2B scale. Did I answer your question?
Yeah, that's fine.
Then the
the
first
second
one?
was that number, transaction fraud. What's behind that number?
The
transaction fraud rate.
Basis points? Yeah. Obviously, I think FinTech platforms are really a target, especially in Africa. For some reason, it's really a target. So it just happens. But what we really do to prevent it is we do have AI-powered fraud detection systems. So whenever we suspect a fraud transactions, we do extra steps and even go as far as refunding the transaction. We also have implemented limits on very high-prone regions. So some parts of Africa are not, other parts of the world are more prone to fraud. So we monitor that region by region and implement things like you cannot withdraw until after 48 hours, or we completely just pause accounts.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, sorry, judges. Ashwin has got a question online. Ashwin, please do go ahead.
Great presentation, and hopefully I'm not too loud, but I also want to understand, like, I think there's also, like, just going on, I think, Tamu's point, there is also a lot of, I think, I would say regulatory hurdles coming up, like Nigeria now wants to start taxing its remote workers, and they want all platforms which are paying out into Nigeria to also register now with the tax authorities and stuff like that. I just want to hear, I think, from you also directly, like what you've seen the regulatory landscape around taxation of remote workers and stuff like that.
Absolutely. I think the space is going strongly in both directions, depending on the country and region you're talking about. So specifically for Zambia, where we are, the regulatory space is really friendly, and we're actually in talks with the Bank of Zambia around them establishing a policy around crypto, so it's a very welcoming space. However, when you talk about other spaces like Algeria, for example, that's a space that's kind of like going in the opposite direction, and we do take our time. We're not present in every market, but most, depending on what's happening there. Yeah.
Awesome.
All right, thank you.
Great job. Let's give her a big round of applause. I think one common trait that I'm really seeing from all the solutions, which resonates with what MEST stands for, is that we are seeing solutions that have been built that are really scalable. Who agrees with me? Do you agree with me? I'm not seeing the judges raising their hands, so that's quite concerning. All the best. I'm kidding. Yeah, but definitely these are scalable solutions that are being pitched tonight, and we are moving on to the next. And I can see the heat is really turning up. So FarmSky, bring up the heat. FarmSky Ventures is an end-to-end lending platform with embedded crop insurance, providing small commercial farmers access to credit insurance and 24/7 AI-driven agronomic advice. All right, so FarmSky, turn the roof up. Let's give it a big round of applause for FarmSky that are really turning up the heat. All right.
All right. First, at FarmSky Ventures, what we're doing is making sure that the lending in the agricultural space is end-to-end. The only way to make sure that default rates are kept low, the only way to make sure that banks can actually deploy capital to farmers is to make sure that the risk is low. And I want to start by first just making a bold statement, right? The current systems doesn't work for agriculture. One, we don't have the necessary data for the current credit scoring mechanisms to work. Secondly, even if they do work, farmers still have a challenge being able to access high-quality input because they don't have a verification mechanism. So what are the trends that we're seeing with the banks and the lenders? Is that 3.6% of all the loans they deploy is what goes into the agricultural space, yet it's the largest sector across the African continent. The second thing is, even if you lend to a farmer today, one of our biggest experiences early on is that 36% of your money is going to be used to pay school fees, buy foods, or buy any other things other than inputs, which is the main reason why you actually lend them the capital. And so at FarmSky, we believe in a solution that one is centralized, so you never have to complain about data being all over the place. The second one is we believe that this is the only way to provide a ready pipeline for lenders to deploy capital. The second one is through escrow payments. The 37% that is lost unproductively would actually not be lost. And lastly, third-party integration. Too many moving parts in agriculture. And being an API-fast approach, we allow companies like Thrive Agric, who today is our partner, to plug directly on the platform and provide market access. Lastly is an auto-deduction feature. As a bank and a lender, you don't have to chase the farmers up and down to pay you after the harvest and they sell. Because as soon as they're paid, what is owed to you is actually auto-deducted. So as a lender, one thing you get is an ability to customize different loans for different value chains. A maize value chain has a different type of loan and mechanisms from a coffee value chain, and that's what we give you. The second thing is we provide you with an AI credit scoring mechanism. So instead of just looking at financial history, which most of the time for farmers is not adequate because of, again, climatic conditions, these are the underlying risks, you're able to assess those kinds of exposures through our platform before you get your final score. And lastly, of course, you need to get your money back. Of course, you need to get your money off your platform or off your bank. We provide you with a mechanism to be able to do that. For farmers, it's simple. We do have an agent network that actually helps us onboard the farmers. They can apply for loans. Once they do, they have a marketplace where they can easily check out. And more importantly, we have a normal phone number to call and get an advisory, meaning you don't have to wait for an agronomist who is also serving 3,500 farmers to come and provide you with advisory. The market is significantly large. So we've established that there is a $180 billion total available market. And we're looking to capture $2.5 billion. The way we're looking to do that is to really stand out. So from our competitors like Crop to Cash, eMaisha Pay, and VunaPay, what makes us different is one, AI-powered infrastructure combined with instant ID provides alternative scoring option that makes sure that you can instantly get approvals and get loans to be deployed. The second thing that sets us apart is that being end-to-end is, of course, we haven't just covered ability to get credit, we've also covered the ability to get the market. And so what we're seeing is a growth in yield of about 40%. And more importantly is that this leads to better income for smallholder farmers, meaning that we can be able to sustain high repayment because there is better income. So our business model is simple. Throughout the process, we make about $90. We maintain a gross margin of 45%. We charge the banks at a 20% revenue share model, and we also do another 5% on input purchases on the platform, and lastly, 5% on offtake aggregation. Our plan this year was to get to 2,500 users. We're already at 7,000. We projected to do 7,000 next year, and so we've just moved sort of our targets to 15,000 farmers. So this really shows you the ability to scale, but are we there yet? Of course, yes. We do have a couple of interesting partners. Thrive Agric has 1 million farmers across the African continent. We do have Delta 40, who's also backing us, and Sasapay. We do have Bubai Seeds, who provides a huge pipeline of farmers, and we have EcoBank and ABSA on the final conversation on commercialization back in Kenya. So we're ready to scale.
Thanks, Boniface. Thank you. I enjoyed that. Your last point, actually, you are ready to scale. The jump from 2,500 to 7,000 by 2027.
Yeah.
My question is around that. I think that your fundamental assumption, right? My take is that works in your current jurisdiction, because that's where you've done the fundamental work and research.
Yeah.
The farming segment is a tricky one once you move outside of your jurisdiction.
Yeah.
So a farmer in Kenya is not the same as a farmer in South Africa or in Zambia.
Yeah.
Have you thought about how that fundamental assumption changes to protect your business and the focus that you've put here? Right. What's your actual competitive advantage that can scale across outside of the Kenyan border now? That's number one.
Yeah.
And what is the farmer persona this is targeted for? Because the range is quite vast, from small scale farmers to large commercial farmers. And
So I think in terms of the jump, so we're not planning to scale to a different country over the next year. or we're looking at that potentially on third year. The reality is in Kenya, we already have a significantly high volume of farmers and demand for what they're producing. So we're currently looking for that concentration, and then we can scale outside based on those learnings. But one of the things we have advantage is, and this, I was just showing the partners. Thrive Agric is already across the African continent, and our contract with them cuts across the continent. So when we're ready for expansion, we don't really need to acquire different off-taker, neither do we need to acquire new farmers because they already have. Our API approach authorizes like the farmer data, if for example we need to provide market access, and if we need to provide credit, the farmer that has been onboarded on the platform can be accessed through different like partners on the with the third-party API integration. The advantage also we have is currently we have been certified with our ODPC, which is the Data Protection Authority, and we can be able to do this. So we don't really have that as a hurdle. The assumption on the 6,000 growth is we already have the farmers. We projected 2,500, but because we got these partners to come, we had underestimated how our infrastructure would pull significant farmers on board. So the challenge that we have is in terms of like being able to get the bank, especially the commercialization bit, to go with the same speed through which we're able to onboard the farmers onto the platform through the partners. So that's really the hurdle, right? And again, the nuances, as you mentioned, I just want to clarify. The AI functionality that we have always chooses, for example, a maize value chain. And if we want to risk score the farmer, the weather maps, which is the API that provides the agroecological risk, automatically will provide us with the data. So we don't need to really adjust in terms of the agroecological risk. What we need to adjust for is the financial behavior, which comes from like mobile money statements.
You're agronomist.
Yes.
Is it a human being?
So, human in the loop, so it's not a human being. So our agronomists have been working to build like the data and the responses where we are able to get the data, save it onto our advisory database, and then it acts as a sort of a self-improving like, advisor. But we have human in the loop because there are risks like bias with our AI and sometimes inaccurate translations in terms of language. So usually what would happen is if that's detected, because we have a mechanism to detect that, it does an escalation to an actual human being. So instead of always having to wait for a physical agronomist to come, you can get the bare minimum advisory, and for like more complex disease advisory and detection, it actually provides you, it sort of transfers your call to an actual agronomist who then is able to schedule like a visit.
Yeah, because I was asking the question following on from our persona, because this is a very crowded space, so well done, very brave. And I see some of the ways that your model is different from the sort of structuring and implementation side, but from the customer side, there's a wealth out there. So how do you acquire and how do you retain in your context? What appeals to them about it, and how do you get them to love an AI agronomist? Because
Yeah, so one of the things I need to mention is agriculture in Africa is not purely a technology-driven. You can't provide a purely technology-driven solution. So what we do is we do have agents on the field. Earlier on I said onboarding farmers, but they do more than just onboarding. They actually provide farmer support throughout the production cycle. They're very localized and community or co-located with farmers providing ongoing advisory. And the way we incentivize them is we pay them for farmer onboarding, but on the off-take side, we compensate them on the total aggregated. So what we do is we incentivize them to make sure that they aggregate within the platform so that the payment comes and the lender is settled. But even for them, they know they actually get the earning of what they actually aggregate, right? So that's what we do, yeah.
So in Swahili, we say umeweza. Did I get it correctly? I got it correctly, right? So my Swahili is not that rusty after all. All right. So in other words, we said well done. So what we want to do is just pump up the energy for the next round of pitches. We want to rev them up, get them excited. So this half of the room, we are essentially going to say the MEST theme and tagline, which is you build and we scale. So this half of the room is going to say you build. And this half of the room is going to say, we scale. All right, let's do a dry run. Okay, the half of the room that gets it correct will get their drinks first, okay? Right. You build? All right, I have to count it, okay. I'm dealing with people with system and structure and okay. The regulatory framework of judges has said we must count down. So we're going to do a countdown in 1, 2, 3. When I get to 3, you build, and when I get to 3, we scale. Let's do a dry run. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So with pointing of my hands, when I point this side, you get to do what you say, and when I point this side, you do what you say. All right, okay. This side. This side. All right, some more energy now. All right, are we ready to hear the next solution? Awesome. Let's give it a big round of applause, still within the farming space, to Investor Farm. All right. No, you got yours.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Sorry. Yeah, I think the timer should stop. Timer. Oh, yeah, yes. Hello, everyone. My name is Moses Liech. I'm the CEO and founder of Investor Farm. Back in 2020, when COVID-19 hit Africa, just like so many people, I lost my job. I went back to the village and started a farming project and applied for a loan from a local banking institution. After a long, complicated application procedure, my application got rejected. My story shared across by 80% of 60 million farmers across Africa who are women and youth and are not able to access these finances due to a number of different factors, with lack of collateral being one of them, as they do not inherently own land or any other forms of it. And that is why we started Investor Farm. We have built an IFM token that acts as collateral with which they can use to access loans within our platform. So it's as simple as registering on our platform, completing our KYC by uploading your farming report, getting issued with IFM tokens, and then receiving your loan in form of a digital voucher that you can redeem for climate resilient inputs. We offer flexible repayment options that align with harvest cycle. We provide insurance to cover for droughts and floods. And we also have a ticket size between 100 to 150K USD. So where do we get our money? This is the most interesting part. We work with hedge funds. We work with individual investors from around the world. They provide us with liquidity in form of stable coins, and that is what our platform converts to different local currencies that we give to our farmers. So this is generally how our platform looks like. We onboard groups of farmers from churches, from grassroots, and from different groups like cooperatives. And then they're listed on our platform. The hedge funds are able to track their investments up to the last farmer. So why now? The agri-financing space is estimated to grow to 180 billion, according to FSD. We do not just see this as a prime time for us to be in business, but also an opportunity for us to lead in its growth. And here's how. We onboard farmers through agribusinesses, churches, grassroots levels. We are also looking, we charge a 15% transaction fee on every loan that happens within our platform. Agribusinesses that provide loans to our farmers, provide inputs to our farmers, give us a 5% commission out of every processing they make. And we are projecting a revenue of 331K by the end of this financial year. So this is my team, made up of individuals who worked in leading banking sectors, global software engineering companies, and myself, who's been an entrepreneur for quite some time. We also have a team of advisors with a wealth of experience that provides us with the insight to take Investor Farm to the next level. So it's not just about the experience and skills, it's about passion, it's about leadership, and very transformative leaders. We want to be the next JP Morgan Chase Bank of Africa by financing about 100,000 farmers in the next 5 years with up to $200 million. So far, we financed 10,200 farmers who are women and youth with $4.8 million USD and an annual turnover of 1.19. We have a default rate of less than 3%. We have won different awards, with the most recent one being at the Africa Tech Summit. We incorporated in the UK and Kenya, and we have about 100K portfolio of farmers we're looking to service. We've received 150K USD in grant and venture capital funding. We have a number of partners that support us, from Visa, Catapult Africa, Startup Bootcamp Netherlands, and LX Ventures. So what makes us different? Our IFM token replaces the traditional collateral system, which would otherwise not help the women and youth be able to access capital. Number two, our farmers are able to access different types of loans with the telcos that we've partnered with. So if a farmer needs a mortgage, something we don't provide, they can be able to access that. Number three, we provide insurance, which covers for climate-related shocks. So what's the deal with ABSA? We want to create an agri-bond by wrapping our loans into a 50 million agri-bond. We're looking to also have our farmers join a pension scheme in that partnership. And the reason why we're interested in the pension ecosystem is we realized close to 70% of this rural informal population do not have pension contribution schemes. We're raising 750 to expand into Uganda and Tanzania. We're looking to get licensing and further product development. Thank you so much. Join me as we make sure women and youth farmers get the very best out of farming with Investor Farm.
Thank you. That was very succinct. Thank you for that. Just a question, right? You talked about institutional investors at the very beginning. How many have you had so far, and what's the total investment to buy the stablecoin?
So 2,100 in terms of hedge funds that invest in us. For
so 2,100 hedge funds have invested in you?
Yes.
Okay.
And then with individual investors or individual lenders, it's 5,000.
Okay. And these hedge funds, where are they located?
So they're sorry for that. They're located across the globe. It depends on how many partnerships we're able to establish. So for instance, we work with Polychain Capital, we work with CeloDAO. So it depends. Some of them are ESG related, so they would want to invest for impact and stuff like that.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
Thanks a lot. Yeah, I agree. That was very succinct. You spoke very fast. My question, how can your solution be scaled beyond farming?
Yes. So like I mentioned, farming, from even my previous presenters mentioned, farming is a very wide space in terms of how many value chains you can serve. For instance, what we're looking to work with ABSA is on pensions and creating an agri-bond, which will be a financial instrument. That in return would increase our revenue generally by 300%. And if you probably do the math, with 100K farmers, with ABSA, we're looking at about $1 million in yearly contributions. And for us, we're looking at generally increasing our revenue like 300% in terms of what we're able to provide further. The other thing is on input financing. So maybe just to be clear, we don't provide money to the farmers. We give them a digital voucher that they redeem for inputs. The reason why we do so is, number one, it reduces our default rate by around 70%, because most of the default rates are input-driven defaults.
Okay, thanks.
We have a question from the car.
Is not new for DeFi lenders or blockchain people, but from regulatory / security / securities / assets. Like, how does your token fit into like the nomenclature of the fiat world or the regular financial world?
Interesting question. So number one, we lock our loan values once they're disbursed, so that ensures that we limit the volatility. Number two, our IFM token is 1-to-1 with USDT, USDC. That ensures the peg value is 1-to-1, so that ensures that we're able to protect both ends of the spectrum.
A question from me. You talk about funding and financing climate resilient inputs.
Yes.
I had expected to see a different model because I heard climate resilient inputs, which made me think one thing, and then I heard affordable loans, at least over here, although there's a 6% service fee. So, but the linkage didn't happen for me the way I expected it to. Why climate resilient inputs, if you're being funded by hedge fund or underwritten by hedge funds, where does that come in, and how are these loans made affordable with the model that you have?
Yes, so the climate aspect came in during our second year of operation. We realized, number one, we needed to not give money to farmers, we needed to give them digital vouchers. But now how these digital vouchers were supposed to be redeemed for inputs. Farmers would complain about having bad inputs or probably inputs that would fail during certain periods of time. So what we did is we went and found and did a research on licensed agri-input providers that either provide climate-resilient input or any other form of inputs that would align with the expectation of our farmers, and that is what we're able to do to them. So the connection is based on agri-businesses or agro-dealers that we work with across our network, ensuring that there's the climate sense to it such that farmers don't lose their crops due to either because there was no rain or there was a lot of drought during a period of time.
So you're not tapping into carbon markets or?
No. Yes.
You survived, well done. You survived, well done. I think you really brought the energy back into the room, well done. Started off with a shaky microphone, wanting to sabotage, but you still nailed it. We've done well, we've reached the halfway mark of our startups. I think that is excellent. We are keeping to time, well done. And at this halfway mark, I just want to mention that feel free if you want to post or tag, mention the event that you are at, the MAC Challenge 2025 happening at the Innovation City. Let them know you were there where the action was happening, okay? I'm gonna need your help to formulate our tagline for this event. I've got a couple of ideas. I'm gonna need your help, okay? We will form a tagline unique for this event that we can post and tag with. The We Build with Scale is for MEST. We have to create our own, right? Moving on to the next one, as we go to the other half of the startups, let's call on Kanzu Finance Limited. Is a Ugandan FinTech building a digital infrastructure for SACCO. Oh, Kutana. Yeah, Kutana. I've got mine. So there we go. So Kutana Technologies is building the financial services operating system that powers B2B, cross-border trade across Africa, the US, and the UK. Let's give a big round of applause to Kutana. Yeah, Kutana! Bring on the heat.
I know.
There you go.
Hello. Hi everyone, my name is Sami, one of the co-founders at Kutana. We are revenue generating and we're raising a 3 million seed round. I'll start with some context. This year, the US dollar accounts for 56% of all global trade invoicing. No African currency accounts for any global trade invoicing. Now, this reality is what's holding a lot of exporters and importers back. Here are some of the challenges that exporters and importers face. For an exporter or importer to access financial services across Africa, their best bet is to use the traditional banking system, which is often too slow, could cost up to 12%, and sometimes too risky due to payment fraud. And also navigating 40+ currencies across the African continent is just a non-starter for most of them. Now this is why we built Kutana, a B2B cross-border financial services platform that makes trade safe, easy, and cost-effective. Our multi-currency digital wallet system, backed by a stablecoin treasury, allows all exporters and importers to make and receive payments globally in any currency in just 4 seconds and at a fraction of today's cost. And we're not just stopping there. We have eliminated payment fraud. Through our Trade Secure system, we're able to hold funds in trust on behalf of our customers and only release funds when conditions of payment are met. We are very different because we are combining core financial services that actually makes cross-border trade work. In short, we are building the first Pan-African B2B digital trade bank. Now, we're doing this because we believe trade is more than just payments. This is a big market. It's a $1.5 trillion market, and we can boast of a $6 million transaction volume annualized, and we aim to grow this to about $3 billion in transaction volume with over 60,000 customers in the next 5 years. We make money by charging 1.5%. I think it's working back. We make money by charging 1.5%, and we are also looking into different revenue streams as we grow our product offering. Okay, I'll just go on. Yeah. Now, well, it's coming. Okay, we've made revenue of over $50,000 so far, and this is with $10,000 in monthly average transaction volume. We've maintained a 75% gross profit margin and aim to reach profitability by 2027. Sorry. We reach our customers in 3 main ways: customer referrals as well as direct B2B sales. We join events and exhibitions as well as a strategic partnership with banks and fintechs to allow us actually access the volumes we are looking for. Now, this is the right team to do this. We have over 25 plus years of experience working in the AI, fintech, edutech, as well as consulting spaces across Africa, Europe, and the UK. I am a trained chartered accountant, and I've also helped scale a blockchain fintech company from 6 to 60 employees and over 100,000 users. We also have strong advisors, one of whom have actually scaled and exited a similar venture for $150 million this year. Since launch, we've built a strong pipeline of over $250 million in transaction volume, which will help us achieve a $3 million revenue target in the next 12 months. We are part of the JP Morgan FinTech Forward program. We also have strong partnerships with banks, fintechs, as well as an insurance company in the markets we're operating at the moment. We've also been recognized and actually given a grant by the German government, over 100,000 euros. Now, our multi-currency digital wallet system is live in most of the markets we operate in. We are also API ready. Next year, we are focusing heavily on licensing, and because we believe that this is actually a licensing game. Absa and Kutana is a match made in heaven. What we believe is, really, to integrate Kutana's technology and infrastructure would make Absa a very strong player and also a pioneer in the B2B cross-border trade space. So why don't you join us in building a world where financial borders no longer hold businesses back? A world where economic prosperity is shared by all. Thank you.
Thank you. You made it before the music there. So, which means we have more time for questions.
Amazing. Let's go.
So your stablecoin, what is that linked to? Is that linked to the dollar, or is there another underlying asset to hold the value of the coin?
We are stablecoin agnostic. What that means for us is really, if you look at the African markets generally, USDT is prevalent. So naturally, we would use USDT. However, we also work with USTC. We'll do the C-Euro. We'll do a few other stablecoins, which allows us to move around. I want to really explain this, that the way we work, we are not necessarily limited to the stablecoin. We do understand that even the liquidity available for stablecoin is not enough for payment. It's a $1.5 trillion market.
Yeah.
All right. So what we are building is a full-on infrastructure that allows us to, one, tap into stablecoin, but also have fiat around it to be able to work the way we work.
Okay. Because that feeds into my next question around the regulatory environment.
Yeah.
Now, Ash asked a very similar question earlier on, because it's very uneven across the continent. So have you accounted for that as part of your scale plans going forward? So we can see it working very nicely in Ghana, potentially in Nigeria, but when you start going into other markets as well, the regulator isn't quite as proactive as you could say from a digital asset perspective.
Sure.
What are your thoughts on that?
So, I totally agree on that. If you look at the way we built our model, when I say a stablecoin treasury, what I really do mean is we have a centralized treasury on stables. However, in every market we operate in, there are 2 ways we operationalize a market, which is we need a bank account and a partner that helps us move within stables and fiat. If you don't have that, and if a regulator is not happy with that, bank account is enough, because we keep a float in those countries in fiat. And so we are still able to move around. And the interesting thing is, the bigger we become, the better we are at actually creating our own sort of arbitrage. And this is where we are going with this.
Thank you.
I'm going to ask the simple question, which is, towards the end of your presentation, you said, we believe this is a licensing game.
Yes.
Right, unpack.
No, I mean, the banks know it best, but generally speaking, if you look at both the financial services, but mainly the payment space, also by the financial services space, any market you operate in, if you want to actually entrench yourself in the market, regulation is something you can't just go around on. So what we are doing, the way we are building is, in every market, if it's a market that we actually want to operationalize, then we need to make sure we are talking to the regulator, we are getting a license for it. Now, this becomes a lot more interesting because there's not a lot of fintechs that are actually doing this. So we are going to become that one sort of infrastructure they would want to plug into. And that's kind of how we are thinking about distribution.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to understand. Do you see it as a differentiator somehow? Because surely everybody thinks it's a licensing game.
Well, unfortunately, not everybody thinks that, to be honest. You know, that's why, because we know a lot of fintechs operating in different markets gets banned, gets restricted because they are actually not in the market, they're just using different partners. It's happened a lot in Ghana and a few other markets. So we do understand this space. And to be honest, the regulation game is also tough. Right, so when you're able to figure it out, it's going to take your competitor another 6 to 12 months to get to you. You're already further along. And that's kind of how we're thinking about it.
Okay, yeah, thanks. A quick one. Can you just go back to the slide with the numbers?
Yep.
Those projections are quite impressive, man. So go back, I think here. So 2025, 1.8 million transaction volume, 3 billion in 2029.
Yeah.
Just justify that for me. And with that, I also didn't quite get which markets you're currently operating in now.
Yes.
And can you tie that to the 3 billion and whether it's still in the same markets or what you're thinking around scale and operating across all markets?
Yeah, so we're starting off with Africa as one of the main markets. Our strategy is really, we're building an infrastructure with emerging markets at the forefront of that. And that once we figure out emerging markets, we can connect that to the rest of the world, right? And that's kind of how we're looking at it. Now, really, what that means is, for us, right now, in 2025, really the transactions we're doing is with about 50+ customers. But we want to scale to 60,000 customers. The average transaction volume is $10,000. What we've seen is even just with about 4 or 5 customers, you are easily able to reach over $2 million in transaction volume. So that scale is kind of what we are looking at. Beyond that, again, as I mentioned, this is not just a payment platform we are building. We're building a financial...
No. Before you go to that point, it takes us a lot as a bank to get more customers.
For sure.
Right? And we've got
Yeah.
the credibility, we've got, the infrastructure.
Yeah.
So what's behind you growing the customer numbers? Because this is directly correlated to growing the customer numbers.
Yeah. So distribution, this is how we're thinking about distribution. Banks, fintechs, e-commerce platforms, this is why I'm saying that we are API ready. We're talking to a few customers at the moment who just by plugging in them, we can reach over 1,000 customers. So that's the strategy.
Okay. So what I'm picking up in cues for a successful pitch is that be bold, make eye contact, and throw the Absa logo somewhere there. All right. So I gave you a tip. Don't say I didn't give you a tip. So moving on to the next one, we are coming back to this northern part of Africa where we are headed to Zambia now. Mighty Finance Solution is a Zambian fintech leveraging embedded finance to provide seamless tech-enabled loans to small businesses. Mighty Finance, let's give them a big round of applause. I heard that you're going to give the best pitch tonight, so here we go. Go for it.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Vwanganji. I'm CEO and founder of MightyFin. And at MightyFin, we're unlocking Africa's potential for the informal market by turning everyday transactions into instant, reliable, and instant working capital for small businesses. Over 87% of SMEs across the continent do not have access to quick and affordable financing. In Zambia particularly, 72% of loan applications are declined because they're deemed not creditworthy. Women are hardest hit due to complications of collateral demands. Legacy lenders also rely quite heavily on human interaction when it comes to credit assessment. And if a loan is approved, then it takes more than weeks, if not more, to get funded. How do we go about solving that? We have built a proprietary credit rating algorithm that uses traditional credit rating methods as well as advanced data analysis on a company's financial transaction. So basically, we have an embedded financial layer that plugs in with API integrations on different platforms, and we use the transactional and behavioral data to be able to create a unified SME profile that then allows us to have an insight into the company's financial transactions, both at loan origination and throughout the life cycle. We then release working capital for the small business to multiple channels, which is the e-wallet, bank account, mobile money, or a virtual debit card. So we are turning weeks of waiting into hours of access. How does this work? So basically, we are connected to verified credit bureaus, ID verification platforms, data labs, as well as payment rails. And at the core of this is our proprietary business intelligence layer that then allows the financial and transactional data to be mapped for this particular SME or applicant. At that point, we then have a precise, bias-free credit decision that is delivered to the SME who is a thin file borrower and also to first-time borrowers. Our architecture improves every payment cycle that is made onto the platform. We also have API-first integration where banks, fintechs, and cooperatives are able to plug in, embedding lending directly into commerce across Africa. We are targeting market out of the 330 billion SME credit gap across Africa. Zambia stands at $1.8 billion, and we're looking at $90 million in loans, which is just 5% of that. We have been in operation since 2021, have had a couple of awards, but most importantly also strategic partnerships across ecosystem. So we have partnerships that help us to reduce our customer acquisition cost to almost zero with the government, Zambia's largest trading manufacturer company, and also in talks with the Zambia Manufacturing Association, umbrella of over 40,000 manufacturing companies in the country. Currently, our edge is that we have first mover advantage in providing embedded finance to SMEs in retail, agriculture, as well as trade, and using these value chains to reach thin file borrowers, but also using digital platforms and field agents to be able to take SME credits to where the SME is trading from. And this allows us to then deliver fast, fair, and scalable credit. Our business model is B2B to C, and we are generating our income from interest on loans, commission, service fees, as well as monetization of data and analytic tools. We are strong on the financial path, closing this year just north of 400,000 in net income, projecting 2028 to close at $7.4 million in net revenue, as well as 55% net margin. This is attributed to strong unit economics, but also to scale automation, as well as deepen portfolio yields. Our next move is bold, and we're looking to expand our partnerships in embedded finance across digital platforms, as well as other credit rails. We're looking to expand our market into Botswana and Mauritius, but also to enhance our risk and retention using AI and increase more of the financial SME products. The team placed to take this opportunity forward are myself, with banking and finance experience. We have Alex, who tells our story in numbers. Tracy keeps risk at bay and keeping customers happy. And George has built the platform that powers everything together. Chilwa comes in with microcredit insurance and operations mastery. And we're supported by expert legal counsel, as well as successful entrepreneurs. Join us in ensuring that we embed finance in Africa's future, which is in the hands of small businesses. Thank you.
Thanks for that.
Thank you.
It's very succinct. Yeah. Just scroll back to the slide with the numbers, please, for me. But whilst you do that, I just want to ask you, Yeah, we do love SMEs, but SMEs sometimes burn us, right, in terms of non-performing loans, etc., right, and the rate of defaults. And I get shingles when I see AI-driven, because I think as much as that is the current trend, if the model is not solid enough and you're basing your lending on an AI-driven model with hallucinations in play and other things, right, it can be a very dangerous game that can drive your losses down. So what comfort can you give me around your AI models, number one? What's the long-term play there? And then I think with regards to the 5.7, 5.6 here, non-performing rate, for your size, I would say that's actually slightly high for the size of your book now. What is the behind that, and what is the strategy going forward to drive down your losses? Thanks.
Thank you so much for that. So with AI, we actually use a proprietary algorithm, but then it's coupled with traditional credit rating methods and also advanced analytics. And these, the transactions that we're looking at real-time data. So for instance, when you have a merchant who's ordering goods from a manufacturer, we are tracking the SKUs and also other data points in terms of their repayment history, and we're getting all this information live. So we're not relying on information that is coming raw from the customer, but we're also verifying this with the merchant and with the distributors. So our data is quite valid, and the AI really is just enhancing and making it quicker and more efficient for us to actually wait it out together. Your other question was around our NPL ratio. So that has been something that was high from about 18.7%. We've brought it down to 5.6% and it's still coming down. This is enhanced due to the credit assessment process that we have actually engaged, and that is around automation. So basically, we're looking at tracking live data. We're also looking at behavioral mapping and also financial transactions that are helping us to have a better understanding on the willingness, ability of a customer to actually repay on a loan.
Okay, thank you. These numbers here, which year are we in?
So we are currently, our current year is not here. That's why I mentioned what we're projecting to close.
So these are all projections?
So it's just a projection of where we're going from here. Thanks.
Thank you. What currency are these numbers? Is this dollars?
This is Zambian kwacha.
This is kwacha. All right, great.
Sorry, this is US dollars.
Oh, this is USD.
Yes.
Okay, thanks. That wasn't the question. You mentioned scaling into Botswana and Mauritius. When and how?
So currently we do have some conversations that are going on through Zambia Development Agency and their counterpart in Botswana, who are helping us with that, but also working with COMESA Business Council, who are helping us to actually integrate interoperability payment rails between Zambia and the COMESA corridors. So we will be going through the COMESA corridor countries, and our first start is Botswana, Mauritius, and then into Malawi. Yeah.
And now that interoperability, from experience and some work we've done, is incredibly complex and incredibly expensive, right? Now, as you chart your growth path, is this accounted for in terms of your cash burn rate and when you expect to see some level of returns? Because it's one thing to have success within Zambia, right? And I'm assuming what we're seeing here is just the Zambia-only numbers. What happens then when you leave the borders of Zambia?
Okay, so you're asking in terms of interoperability?
Yes.
Okay, so we are riding on Moduloop right now, and Moduloop has been the infrastructure that is helping that interoperability to become actually cheaper, not only for us, but also for the customers we're transacting with, but also with cross-border payments who have less documentation that is needed to be able to identify a customer to send money. Just a mobile number or ID number is more than sufficient. So the costs are lowered from our end on operations, but also on the customer's end.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Hi, Wanjani, and nice to see you again.
Same here.
Nice to see you. Let's talk a little bit about your target market, being focused on women, entrepreneurs. As you grow and scale and come to forums like these, let's put it that way, how are you speaking about your core customer as being women? Why women? Why the women focus as you continue forward? And then also building on talking about your customers. Can you tell us a little bit, you're using live data, which is great. How do you first onboard somebody when you don't have their live data? So please just talk a little bit more about your customer, how you're onboarding these women, and are you staying focused on women as you grow?
Okay, thank you so much for that. So yes, we do have a primary but not limited focus on women-owned and women-led businesses, and this is generally because women are more excluded when it comes to them being able to access credit. So we are driving financial inclusion in that particular aspect. When it comes to getting data for them, we are really targeting the thin file borrowers, those who don't even have data to begin with. So mostly they are trading somewhere, a mobile platform, or it could be a bank, or they're buying from a particular distributor, and they don't have to be on the grid. We have last mile delivery, so they can be using WhatsApp, actual invoices. Our platform is able to read and also interpret that data. So we are actually giving them a digital footprint as well as they go on with us. Thank you.
Okay. I think we need to, MEST, should we talk to ABSA nicely that they can up the 50 grand? I mean, the startups do agree with me. I mean, because what we're hearing is the cream de la cream of Africa FinTech innovations. Well done. Let's give them a big round of applause. I think the hit is definitely on now. As we're moving on to MyStock Africa, they are also bringing in the hit. MyStock Africa is a FinTech platform democratizing investing for Africa's retail market by providing access to stocks, ETFs, and alternative assets. Big round of applause to MyStock Africa.
Hi, my name is Humphrey, and I have some few questions. Michelle, can you buy shares at the stock exchange of Mauritius right now?
Not that I'm aware of.
TC, what about Botswana exchange, can you? Tamu, if I'm correct, what about Ghana Stock Exchange? You cannot. So MyStocks, we are building the investment gateway for retail and institutional investors across the world. So you and 50 million other investors across the world face this problem. Our stock markets are highly fragmented, huge entry barriers for both retail and institutional investors. How is the pain solved right now? You as an investor, you might have to maintain up to 12 brokerage accounts in many countries. If you're a fund in New York or London, the stress and compliance is even much worse. And you have to have more employees to track all these investments. So what are we as MyStocks? We give you as a retail investor one investment wallet that allows you to invest in up to 8 stock markets: Nigeria, Ghana, Botswana, South Africa, Egypt, Zimbabwe, and later on next year, Tunisia and Morocco. Not only that, you can fund your wallet using local currencies and also stable coins. We also give you curated portfolios for you to invest in multiple markets at a single click. For you as a fund manager, we also give you one brokerage account, one trading account. We also give you liquidity. Should you need liquidity in some counters, we market make for you some stocks and some ETFs. On top of that, we give you passive index tools. Our passive index can be an ETF developed by us or by our partner. In this case, you're looking at ABSA. If you're a fund manager and you do not want to sell your portfolio of stocks, we can give you a margin loan against your stocks. So what is our value proposition? For you as a retail investor, as little as $10, you can start investing. We give you a MyStocks Visa card. This is the first investment card ever to be launched in Africa. We give you instant access, and you can deposit and withdraw in your local currencies. Next year, we are adding stable coins as one of our payment rails. Wealth management is a huge market in Africa, over 1.2 trillion. We are targeting a $100 billion market for wealth managers and stockbrokers. What is our infrastructure? For B2B clients, we give you API. We are API ready from day one. Not only that, we also white label our product to stockbrokers, fund managers, and trading desks. We charge 1.25% transaction fee on all our trades. And how do we benchmark ourselves against our competition? Well, we have Ndovu from Kenya, Bamboo from Egypt. MyStocks, we offer African stocks. They offer you US stocks or localized currency, localized market access. We give you unified trading, African payment rails, and also passive index tools, of which they do not. This is our secret sauce, My Stocks. We're the gateway. So we've integrated all these major stock exchanges, and our custodial network actually is the secret sauce that allows us to move funds and securities across borders. We have over 6,000 users backed by Kaleo, Sunnyside from Japan, Mansa X from Kenya is one of our fund managers. As early as today, we've been backed by Coinbase. Augment gives us access to private markets. Zira is a new bank launching in in South Africa, and we already have $400,000 assets under management. What is our roadmap? We've hacked licensing. We now have an FSP license in South Africa, Kenya incoming, Ghana also incoming, and I believe Nigeria by January. Next year, we're going to do tokenization with Coinbase, and hopefully in the next 2 years, hit $50 million in assets under management, and in 2029 be in our Series A. We're a team of 4. I'm a 2-time founder, exited my first startup for some cool millions. Second startup, I failed miserably. This is my 3rd startup. Moketsi is our government liaison. Eric just sold his startup at HISA. Scanlon, he used to work for Morgan Stanley, very well connected in Wall Street. Our advisor, E from Future Africa, we are under his belt since we've been in Accelerator. Rest in peace to Stephen, very good friend, partner, and we'll carry on his spirit. Thank you.
Humphrey, thank you.
You're welcome.
Just in time. A couple of questions from me. The first one, not that there's anything wrong with deciding where you want to play, but I just wanted to just check whether you are restricting this to stocks, or is there any other strategic thing around other asset classes? Okay. That's number one. Number two, liquidation can be a huge problem in Africa. Especially when you move outside of SA into SADC, etc., to be able to liquidate or even to repatriate certain funds. Talk to me. I saw you've got liquidation as a service. What does that mean? And then the last one, FSP, right? If you don't get it in the markets that you are thinking of, if you don't get that, you can't do business in essentially, right? So you say incoming. What does that actually mean? What's the probability of you getting the FSP license in the markets that that you're intending to do the same? Thanks.
In terms of asset classes, we offer you stocks, fixed income, ETFs, money market funds, and alternative assets like private markets where you can buy startup shares and also carbon credits. We have actually an LOI of almost $70 million from a hedge fund in the United States. In terms of licensing, this week we've just gotten our FSP license. In Kenya, very advanced, let me say 80%, our lead investment bank partner has sponsored us to the Capital Markets Authority. Nigeria, we are highly engaged with several lawyers to get our, sub-digital broker license. Yes, and that is our strategic moat. The licensing is what we'll use to defend our stake in the market. And in terms of partnerships, actually, how we see ourselves is an embedded investing. For a bank like ABSA, what we will do is embed passive investment tools to your customers, and we are ready to scale with you in some of these countries that we're already live in. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I enjoyed that. So if I'm understanding your last statement here, your path to scale isn't from a B2C perspective, it's B2B. Essentially, you white label your solution, and then whichever financial services business then essentially white labels that, right?
Yes.
Then assumes then that you underwrite all risk as a result of that, right? Because the license sits on your platform.
Yes, yes.
Okay. You talked about also, again, getting into partnerships with banks and FSPs.
Yes.
What are your projections into 2026?
In 2026, we are projecting to hit around $30 million in assets under management, but I believe we can actually surpass that to 100 million. We are in talks with a network provider, mobile provider in Ghana and in South Africa to embed our trading app on their wallet. So that gives us around 30 million new customers across the continent.
Okay.
With banks like ABSA, for us, our modular approach allows us to quickly integrate with you, pilot in South Africa, and then allow us to test Mauritius, test Botswana, and test Ghana together. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'm going to be the one in the room who says, I don't quite understand this. This just looks very complicated and challenging to put together. Everything about the regulation, the cross-border, the diaspora, getting in their own currency. I'm just like, wow, mind blown. What right now, though, where you're at, is your most boring daily challenge in this business?
Most boring. Most boring. I think everything is interesting every day. We love what we do. Capital markets, I did finance, and I actually picked financial markets as my major. I like being stimulated. Our team, all of us just love financial markets. We have a dealing desk. We love talking to brokers, fund managers here in Cape Town, in Lagos, in Dubai. It's all fun, yes.
Yeah, really, it's like, is it skills? Is it like nobody takes your call? Like what is your boring? You're building a business. Let's get frank. What is your hardest challenge?
Hardest challenge.
That isn't your very hard challenges.
Hardest challenge. I don't know. Sorry.
Okay. I love it. What an entrepreneur.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Okay, so my stock just dangled a carrot in front of the judges to say, do you want to buy stocks in Ghana and Botswana? And I saw the judges' eyes gleaming with excitement. All right, so here's another trick. So put the ABSA logo somewhere, dangle a carrot to the judges. That's how you win a pitch. Now, MEST is very versatile in their reach. We do have some of our startup that are online. And shout out to our online audience. You are doing amazing in staying on tuned. And even the audience that is real-time present, give a big round of applause to yourself. You've been engaged. You've been engaged. You're listening to numbers. You're listening probably to stuff that you half don't know about. And you're still tuned in. You're doing very well. So online, we are joined by Kanzu Finance. Kanzu Finance Limited is a Ugandan fintech building a digital infrastructure for SACCO, VSLA, MFIs, and investment clubs. So we are going to give it away to Kanzu. Give him a big round of applause as he tunes in. Sorry, Peter, when you hear the bell from this side, probably you didn't hear it, but the 5 minutes is up and it's time for questions with the judges.
Okay, thanks, Peter. I just have one question for you around your core banking system or platform. What platform are you using? And I suppose one of the first things that get into my mind looking at your target market, which is SACCOs, etc., is you aren't able to pass on your operational costs to that segment, right? Because you also win by cost. So what's your platform? How are you managing the cost, right, of being on that core banking platform? Because it's going to be incredibly expensive, right? And how is that affecting your margins and your focus?
Thank you so much. So we built off a free and open source platform, MEST. It's actually the best in this MiFi space. We are a MEST partner. We've extended the platform extensively. So that gave us a free base, so to speak, to start with, which we then extended extensively. So we have enterprise grade in the sense that this is a platform that's actually used by many financial institutions across the world, but it's kept our operational costs quite low, and that speaks to the second aspect, because we built it as multi-tenant, so we have shared infrastructure, but delineated at the database, at the encryption, at all those layers, so that we can keep our operational costs low and make the cost affordable for the SACCO, the MFI. And in this sense, also extend that capacity to a partner like a bank, like mobile money, and be able to get us to the roadmap.
So is it free for now, or?
No. So we
okay.
charge, no. So the platform we built on is open source, but that's what we took and made proprietary. So we are running a proprietary version, and for the customer, we charge our SACCO, our MFI for setup, which is the onboarding, and then we charge a monthly subscription, and then transactional fees.
Thank you.
Thanks very much, Peter. This is very much a problem. Well, is it a problem? It's a challenge to be solved. We've seen multiple solutions for this kind of thing. I didn't see anything in the presentation. So first of all, let's just clarify, you're focusing for now on the Ugandan market only. And then secondly, can you tell us who else is in the market offering a similar service? Because I have seen, I was in Rwanda a few weeks ago and somebody took one out of their pocket and started showing me something very much like this. So who else is doing this in the startup space? And then is there any interest from the banks in your local ecosystem to offer similar services?
Some key players like the mobile money coming in to use our platform. I think that answers the last. Are there commercial banks? It also answers the aspect of how are we differentiated. Beyond that, we also have, because of my extensive experience in
Okay, let me try and squeeze in my question. Peter, it's a shame we didn't have you in South Africa. I was looking forward to meeting you and the team here. But into my question quickly, what's your distribution model to get customers signed up here? And what's the onboarding journey for that? I'm just trying to understand ease of distribution and then ease of product take-up.
All right, so it's twofold. We do direct market, where we reach out directly to the MFIs, the SACCOs, though the model that has worked and covered a lot on the ground has been through partners. So for example, the partners that I mentioned, bringing them on board, white labeling the platform, and when they white label the platform, then it gets to be presented to all their end users. So empowering their infrastructure in the back.
Good, thank you.
Peter, thank you so much. And to the grand finale of the 10 pitching startups, who also joining us online. Peter, thank you very much for joining in. I think we will be joined just now. Let's introduce online Logistify. AI is an AI-powered logistics and supply chain automation platform that helps smallholder, SMMEs, and cooperatives optimize value chains through technology. So let's give a big round of applause to Logistify as they are the final 10th pitching participant tonight. Let's give them a big round of applause.
Thank you for that, Daniel. So I'm going to ask you a question just to help simplify this for my understanding. So essentially what you've built is an AI-enabled lead gen tool for banks to lend to importers and exporters. Is that correct? Okay, thank you.
Okay, thanks for that. I think it's a follow-on question to what you've just clarified. So it's ChatGPT based, right? Is that what I picked up from your slides? Your particular model, what's the percentage of accuracy that it has? Your AI model.
ChatGPT imports, so we built our own AI agent and added a lot of proprietary data sets like customs data, financial data, other types of data, and to be able to do that underwriting. And so far, we've done a few originations for Liquify and TradeView, our credit partners. And so far, we've had 90% of them being financed.
Okay. So the question still remains, have you tested the accuracy of your AI model, and what is the percentage accuracy of it? Because ChatGPT is not 100%, Gemini is not 100%. So your model, what is the percentage accuracy that you're currently dealing with? Which is important, right? Because this is what this is based on. And the financial decisions that a bank would make is pretty much powered by the accuracy of the data that you're providing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So there is an underlying machine learning model that does the credit scoring, and then ChatGPT just sits on top of it to make your work easier, so you don't have to shift through a lot of data. That accuracy of the underlying model right now is about 90 to 91% accurate.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, you said AI and ChatGPT, so you're going to get lots of data questions. Thank you, Daniel. To you and to Peter, it's very hard for you to do this virtually, I'm sure. So I got very excited when you started talking about the sort of extractive nature of the commodities market, disadvantaging the African exporter, etc. And then I got a little bit lost because the only data set we seem to have is this USA customs shipment data. Surely we need one on our side, and then also we're also exporting elsewhere. I just feel like the data set is incomplete for solving the problem that really gets me excited. Can you talk me through that?
Yeah, absolutely. So we started first with US customs data. It turns out many other Western countries in Europe do have this law as well that allows sharing of data. So after the US, we'll go collect European data, and what we're looking for is African data, Africans that are exporting into these markets. So there's millions of records of Africans in there. And we help them find verified patterns, as opposed, because this is real, accurate data from the government, as opposed to what is happening today, where they land onto fraudsters and scammers online.
Okay, thank you. Quick one. What is the call it the core assumption that this is based off, right? In terms of its success, and also what would you say is your biggest risk?
So the core assumption here is that international trade is not very visible because a lot of us don't even know that this data is readily available. And banks and other financial institutions operate in the dark. And so we believe this is key for us in going into these
Okay. Daniel, thank you very much. And to our esteemed judges, I can see you are full of insights. You are ready to scribble away. So we will give you some gracious time. I think there is a room that has been dedicated that you can convene and caucus and then tell us the outcome. Right. And then to the audience online, please stay tuned because we are going to be having the award ceremony soon after this break. And to those that are in the room, let's remember we said we've got a task. We have to create our hashtag. So I will be moving around. I'll be getting ideas. The most prominent one is the hashtag that we are going to use. Whilst we are on this break where the judges are convening, there will be some information in video format that will be displayed on the screen. You never know. Your next contract could be a conversation away. So whilst you're having drinks, do make networks. It could be your next contract is a conversation away. All right. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in so far. Let's give a big round of applause as our judges go and deliberate. And to the startups, you've done an excellent job. Well done. I wish I could sign the checks for all of you, but let me speak nicely to the judges. Right?
We won the MEST Africa Challenge back in 2019, just a little over a year after we started the company. And I remember it very well because I pitched at the regional competition here in Ghana, and my co-founder Megan pitched at the finals. After getting access to the MEST community, we started getting invited to events where we can build relationships. It meant access to other founders that we can share war stories with. And we got to talk to mentors who could give us advice on how to scale our business. Later on, having MEST on our cap table was really important because we were able to close some investors who maybe weren't as familiar with the African markets. And so it's been a really fantastic partnership with MEST since the very beginning, and we continue to work closely with MEST to support the startup ecosystem here in Ghana.
My name is Baraka Jeremiah. I'm the founder of Kilimo Fresh Foods from Tanzania. And on behalf of my team, we are super excited to be selected among the top finalists for the MEST Africa Challenge 2020.
After talking to some few farmers, we learned that more than half of the food produced by the farmers never make to the market. This is due to several factors such as lack of modern storage facilities, poor transport and handling, lack of access to market. So after realizing these challenges, we decided to come up with Kilimo Fresh Foods Africa for the purpose of solving this problem.
The winner of the Tanzania MEST Africa Challenge is Kilimo Fresh.
Winning the MEST Africa country final, first of all, I didn't expect because it was the first time MEST was coming to Tanzania.
Welcome to the 2020 MEST Africa Challenge finale.
Kilimo Fresh sources the produce directly from smallholder farmers, add value through cleaning, sorting, and packaging, and then delivers to customers' preferred destination. With our solution, we've been able to impact farmers positively by increasing their income by 60%, which has helped them to increase their production between 3 and 5 acres, which has seen them earning more than 2,500 USD in annual income every year. We have made quality foods very much affordable. As a result of outbreak of COVID-19, we've been able to practice no contact delivery, where our delivery person stays 1 meter apart to allow customers to check the produce, and then once they're done, they're happy, they make payment using mobile payment. And on top of that, we have reduced food waste by 5%.
I'm sure you are, the intention is certainly to grow from 17 customers to more. How long does it take for you to convert a customer?
So for the sales cycle, normally for hotels and restaurants, it takes around 3 weeks to 1 month to close the cycle, and our acquisition cost is mainly $50 to $80. And for catering companies, it takes up to 6 weeks to 7 weeks. So that's how long it takes to close a sale and to enter in contact with the customer.
And the winner of this year's MEST Africa Summit Challenge is Kilimo Fresh.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I didn't see it coming, but I was very happy on the day that actually on the grand finale. It was a tough competition, it was a tough journey, and if you had asked me in the beginning that if I saw myself as a winner, I would have some doubts. It was that feeling, you know, that I can be a winner, but all these startups doing big things in Africa, and they're all fantastic. Everyone can be a winner. I was very happy to be selected as the top winner of the MEST Africa Challenge 2020.
The main winner of the MEST Africa Challenge 2022 is Tikwili from Senegal.
Oh my God, it was so exciting. It's just always so exciting. You know, you try to just tell yourself you did what you did and now you just gotta let it go. Because honestly, we come to be able to do this, to mix and everything else, but it's the cherry on top, like when you do get to hear your name as the winner, and understanding that now you can actually move forward as well. This has been an amazing experience, just from the beginning all the way through here, being able to go through so many different stages, hearing a lot of the tough questions which have helped us really be able to refine our pitch, but also meeting a lot of other entrepreneurs as well as other potential business partners have been an amazing experience for me so far.
Hello, my name is Baram Salk. I'm the founder and CEO of Kweli, which is a B2B marketplace for Made in Africa products. With Kweli, we actually focus quite a bit on working with local suppliers and making sure that their products are export ready, which is a little bit of impact work. And so being selected as a finalist for the MEST Africa Challenge and being able to win would allow us to be able to support a lot more local suppliers, be able to expand beyond Senegal and be able to do this work so that it can have a lot more impact and have a lot more made in Africa products that are export ready.
Thank you so much. I'm incredibly humbled, and this experience has been absolutely amazing. I have an incredible team that backs me, and we're really grateful for this. So thank you so much.
Korea Academy is a fully online school for grades 4 to grade 12. What really sets us apart is around the word engagement, and we believe that in highly engaging small online classes is where learners thrive and feel like they belong, and that's where the best environment is for students to learn. What I'm most excited about winning this challenge really is the connections that we've already made through this experience, and I know those that are coming in the future, and being able to connect with so many other countries. We are really looking forward to partnering with many other countries, and we believe that being part of this community is really going to open up that ecosystem for us.
MEST Africa Challenge is back for its 7th year this time, entirely focused on fintech innovation across Africa. For the 2025 edition of the MEST Africa Challenge, we're saying, you build, we scale. This simply means you bring your ideas and early traction. MEST Africa brings the capital and partnerships to turn those ideas into continent-wide businesses. This year, we're teaming up with ABSA, one of Africa's largest financial services groups, to basically align MAC with their digital finance priorities. We're also opening doors to pilots and sector expertise. Applications open on August 4th through September 26, 2025. If you're an early stage fintech startup active in one of ABSA's priority markets, we want to hear from you. From pitching live in Cape Town to competing for $50,000 in equity and also unlocking potential pilots with ABSA. Once again, you build, we scale.
Hi, my name is Theodore Heneboche. I'm co-founder and CTO of FinTech Company Limited. The single biggest contribution to us was the $50K investment. This really helped us solidify our position to meet the teaming demand that comes to our doorsteps. It's been really a good driver for our growth. one of the biggest derivatives that we got from this is that we moved from a position where we had to do a lot of work seeking and courting investors to a point where we have more investors showing more interest and willing to listen to our story. Yeah, fellow founders, I think that the MAC 2025 is a unique opportunity that would definitely transform your business growth or your business trajectory, and I think that you shouldn't miss this opportunity. There's so much to be gained aside even the 50K investment. Thank you.
Looking back at the first half of 2025, we see more than numbers. We see people and purpose in progress. Over 37,000 ABSA colleagues across our chosen markets, building something bigger than banking, backing businesses, strengthening communities, helping shape a stronger, more inclusive Africa. Possibility starts with a spark, and this year we saw sparks everywhere. From realigning our business to meet clients where they are, to unveiling propositions in Mozambique and Zambia that honor who they are, we redesigned our service experience channels, reaffirmed our commitment to SMEs, corporate clients, and business clients across our chosen markets, blended dignity and empathy with day-to-day financial solutions, and kept Tanzanians abroad connected to home. From deepening strategic partnerships across key sectors, to unlocking growth through landmark deals across our chosen markets, we're combining insight, innovation, and expertise to turn potential into progress and impact. We saw stories being celebrated, from the launch of our We See Your Story campaign to the hosting of our first ever Spaza Shop Expo. A learning journey to China that connected agri-clients to global innovation, and welcoming our new group CEO to lead us to the next horizon. Our impact was recognized with multiple awards. Because when banking begins with people, it leads to progress that matters. From bold ideas in boardrooms to breakthroughs on the ground, we are turning innovation into action, reaffirming our commitment to building the tech that transforms business and accelerates our future, challenging the next generation of thinkers, expanding digital access, inspiring customers to reach their savings goals, and making onboarding easier in Botswana, Ghana, Seychelles, Uganda, and Zambia. From being named South Africa's most innovative SME bank to championing women in tech, we're not just part of the conversation, we're shaping what comes next. Some of our proudest work is about purpose. We're backing sustainable growth and have made significant progress in embedding sustainability across our business. From clean energy to inclusive infrastructure and low carbon innovation, we continue to lead in financing transformative energy solutions, not just to power economies, but also to protect the natural resources and communities that depend on them. From reforestation in Uganda and reef restoration in Seychelles, to access to clean water in Ghana and Tanzania, and sustainable finance in Mauritius, we're backing a responsible transition in ways that are inclusive and locally grounded. From financial inclusion to skills development, we continue to invest in what matters, empowering communities through education, entrepreneurship, health, and well-being. Growth is collective. In the first half of 2025, we directly impacted more than 147,000 lives across all of our chosen markets. We empowered, celebrated, and amplified women's stories through lifestyle, media, and business partnerships. We mentored, empowered, and showcased the stories of the next generation of entrepreneurs. By investing in skills, tools, and platforms that help young people turn ideas into impact. We celebrated academic excellence and honored the builders of tomorrow, And every step of the way, we see people not just rise, but reach back and lift others too. Heart shows up in many ways. From the cheers of thousands of runners participating in the ABSA Run Your City series, to the streets of Kampala, where thousands ran to keep over 10,000 girls in school. On the trails of the ABSA Cape Epic, where we backed women breaking barriers. And in the soil, where community gardens now feed families. From marathons, elite athletics, championship football, and world-class golf in South Africa and Kenya, to initiatives where the arts take center stage. We are present wherever energy and community meet, because when we put people and their passions first, purpose takes root in every step, every stroke, every story. In a world full of noise, values matter. As a B20 Diamond sponsor, G20 Gold sponsor, and partner to the W20 Empower Alliance, we're taking part in groundbreaking dialogues. We continue to lead with integrity, shaping policy, opening dialogues, sharing insights, trends and thought leadership, promoting transformation, and empowering ethical banking across our chosen markets. And our efforts haven't gone unnoticed. We've been recognized for excellence, a reflection of our collective dedication, innovation, and the trust our clients place in us. From leading landmark IPOs to shaping the future of purpose-led banking, ABSA teams stood out, not just meeting the standard, but redefining it. Behind every milestone is a colleague who made it happen. In the first half of 2025, we deepened our investment in our people through the ABSA Ekaya Colleague Share Scheme, our new employee value proposition, and a culture of recognition that celebrates excellence across our chosen markets. Because we know that to deliver an exceptional client experience, we must start within. Our leadership remains committed to listening, evolving, and providing clear direction. With Kenny Fihla leading as Group CEO, we are more focused than ever on colleagues, customers, and shaping a banking experience that sets future standards. Together, we are building more than a business. We are building a legacy. As we look back at the stories that shaped the first half of 2025, we know that we've laid the groundwork. We've sparked real change. And with renewed energy and deeper purpose, we'll keep showing up across Africa where it matters most. For our colleagues, our customers, and the experience that connects them. We'll keep backing the stories that move this continent forward. Because your story matters. And the next chapter is just beginning.
We won the MEST Africa Challenge back in 2019, just a little over a year after we started the company. And I remember it very well because I pitched at the regional competition here in Ghana and my co-founder Megan pitched at the finals. After getting access to the MEST community, we started getting invited to events where we can build relationships. It meant access to other founders that we can share war stories with. And we got to talk to mentors who could give us advice on how to scale our business. Later on, having MEST on our cap table was really important because we were able to close some investors who maybe weren't as familiar with the African markets. And so it's been a really fantastic partnership with MEST since the very beginning, and we continue to work closely with MEST to support the startup ecosystem here in Ghana.
My name is Baraka Jeremiah. I'm the founder of Kilimo Fresh Foods from Tanzania. And on behalf of my team, we are super excited to be selected among the top finalists for the MEST Africa Challenge 2020.
After talking to some few farmers, we learned that more than half of the food produced by the farmers never make to the market. This is due to several factors, such as lack of modern storage facilities, poor transport and handling, lack of access to market. So after realizing these challenges, we decided to come up with Kilimo Fresh Foods Africa for the purpose of solving this problem.
The winner of the Tanzania MEST Africa Challenge is Kilimo Fresh.
Winning the MEST Africa country final, first of all, I didn't expect, because it was the first time MEST was coming to Tanzania.
Welcome to the 2020 MEST Africa Challenge finale.
Kilimo Fresh sources that produce directly from smallholder farmers, add value through cleaning, salting, and packaging, and then delivers to customers' preferred destination. With our solution of being able to impact farmers positively by increasing their income by 60%, which has helped them to increase their production between 3 and 5 acres, which has seen them earning more than 2,500 USD in annual income every year. We have made quality foods very much affordable. As a result of outbreak of COVID-19, we've been able to practice no contact delivery, where our delivery person stays 1 meter apart to allow customers to check the produce, and then once they're done, they're happy, they make payment using mobile payment. And on top of that, we have reduced food waste by 5%.
I'm sure you are, the intention is certainly to grow from 17 customers to more. How long does it take for you to convert a customer?
So for the sales cycle, normally for hotels and restaurants, it takes around 3 weeks to 1 month to close the cycle, and our acquisition cost is mainly $50 to $80. And for catering companies, it takes up to 6 weeks to 7 weeks. So that's how long it takes to close a sale and to enter and talk to the customer.
And the winner of this year's MEST Africa Summit Challenge is Kilimo Fresh.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I didn't see it coming, but I was very happy on the day that actually on the grand finale. It was a tough competition, it was a tough journey, and if you had asked me in the beginning that if I saw myself as a winner, I would have some doubts. It was that feeling, that I can be a winner, but all these startups doing big things in Africa, and they're all fantastic. Everyone can be a winner. I was very happy to be selected as the top winner of the MEST Africa Challenge 2020.
The main winner of the MEST Africa Challenge 2022 is Tikwili from Senegal.
Oh my God, it was so exciting. It's just always so exciting. You try to just tell yourself you did what you did, and now you just gotta let it go. Because honestly, we come to be able to do this, to mix and everything else, but it's the cherry on top, like when you do get to hear your name as the winner, and understanding that now you can actually move forward as well. This has been an amazing experience, just from the beginning all the way through here, being able to go through so many different stages, hearing a lot of the tough questions, which have helped us really be able to refine our pitch, but also meeting a lot of other entrepreneurs as well as other potential business partners have been an amazing experience for me so far.
Hello, my name is Baram Salk. I'm the founder and CEO of Kweli, which is a B2B marketplace for Made in Africa products. With Kweli, we actually focus quite a bit on working with local suppliers and making sure that their products are export ready, which is a little bit of impact work. And so being selected as a finalist for the MEST Africa Challenge and being able to win would allow us to be able to support a lot more local suppliers, be able to expand beyond Senegal and be able to do this work so that it can have a lot more impact and have a lot more made in Africa products that are export ready.
Thank you so much. I'm incredibly humbled, and this experience has been absolutely amazing. I have an incredible team that backs me, and we're really grateful for this. So thank you so much.
Korea Academy is a fully online school for grades 4 to grade 12. What really sets us apart is around the word engagement, and we believe that in highly engaging small online classes is where learners thrive and feel like they belong, and that's where the best environment is for students to learn. What I'm most excited about winning this challenge really is the connections that we've already made through this experience, and I know those that are coming in the future. And being able to connect with so many other countries, we are really looking forward to partnering with many other countries, and we believe that being part of this community is really going to open up that ecosystem for us.
MEST Africa Challenge is back for its 7th year this time, entirely focused on fintech innovation across Africa. For the 2025 edition of the MEST Africa Challenge, we're saying, you build, we scale. This simply means you bring your ideas and early traction. MEST Africa brings the capital and partnerships to turn those ideas into continent-wide businesses. This year, we're teaming up with ABSA, one of Africa's largest financial services groups, to basically align MAC with their digital finance priorities. We're also opening doors to pilots and sector expertise. Applications open on August 4th through September 26, 2025. If you're an early stage fintech startup active in one of ABSA's priority markets, we want to hear from you. From pitching live in Cape Town to competing for $50,000 in equity and also unlocking potential pilots with ABSA. Once again, you build, we scale.
Hi, my name is Theodore Heneboche. I'm co-founder and CTO of FinTech Company Limited. The single biggest contribution to us was the $50K investment. This really helped us solidify our position to meet the teaming demand that comes to our doorsteps. It's been really a good driver for our growth. One of the biggest derivatives that we got from this is that we moved from a position where we had to do a lot of work seeking and courting investors to a point where we have more investors showing more interest and willing to listen to our story. Yeah, fellow founders, I think that MAC 2025 is a unique opportunity that would definitely transform your business growth or your business trajectory, and I think that you shouldn't miss this opportunity. There's so much to be gained aside even the $50K investment. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. The presentation will commence in 5 minutes.
You guys that shine like stars. Thought I'd let you know. I thought I'd let you know. And it was you that stole my heart. I thought I'd let you know. I thought I'd let you know. I thought I'd let you know.
Hi, everybody. Hello. If you can hear the sound of my voice, clap once. If you can hear the sound of my voice, clap twice. So I'm glad you can hear me. Can we start making our way back to our chairs? Can we start making our way back to our chairs, please?
Looking.
If we could kindly make our way back to our seats, there will be more time for networking and interacting. I'm glad we've picked up the momentum in terms of we're in a higher gear for the networking, which means when we transition to that stage, it'll be very easy. But for now, let's just get back to some formal business. Right. Please do find back your way to your seat as we continue with the proceedings. Did you make some good conversations, some good networks? Right? Okay, fantastic. And whilst people are still settling down, I had a couple of contenders for the hashtag that we're going to use for the MAC Mac 2025. So one of the contenders was, so you're going to vote. The one that gets the loudest yay is the one that we go for, right? So the first one was MAC 2025, MAC 2025, Africa is the future. Okay? The other one was MAC 2025, the future is now. Okay? And the last one was MAC 2025, where opportunity meets investment. Okay. So it looks like the second one has got the highest votes. So it's MAC 2025, the future is now. Right. We want to see those posts, we want to see those retags, we want to see those reshares. So tag and post away. MAC 2025, the future is now. So getting ahead back into the official proceedings, thank you to our judges. I am glad I have an easier job than you. You have the most difficult job. what we want to do at this particular point in time, we want to just acknowledge the startups for the stellar work that they have done. They went through the process. I heard the number was quite high, ranging into hundreds of applicants, and you made it into the top 10. So we want to, before we get to the winners and stuff, we just want to recognize your effort, your tenacity, and that you are here even up to now. So I am going to call in no particular order. This is no hint. This is no particular order, okay? So I am going to call the ones that are with us. Yes, Abina wants to say something. Please, Abina, share the mic with me.
No, I was just going to say that I think we're keeping everyone in suspense. So maybe we can invite the judges to give their comments. Would hand over the certificates, and then we can go into other formalities if that's okay. So let's start with the judges' comments. I was feeling the suspense all from the sidelines.
All right, thank you. So I'll keep this brief because I know everybody is full of suspense and has a drink in their hand, which is never a good combination when you're speaking. All right, so folks, again, well done to all of the fintechs that presented today. Some fantastic innovation and some really good ideation that we're seeing out there. But again, where the value was in what you pitched to us, it wasn't just ideas and concepts. You have product live in market, which is really, really good to see. Tough deliberation with the judges, robust deliberation. And before I give you our top 3, then our top 1, a bit of a landing statement on there. Now, we had 2 schools of thought as we went through the judging process, in all transparency, because there's an investment of VC side to the conversation, i.e., if we invest 50,000 in terms of equity startup, right, who can use that the best to then scale to the next stage from a startup perspective, right? And then there's the bank side of things that says who has a solution that is most mature, that's most plug and play, and that's most scalable. So a lot of our debates were around finding that middle ground, and based on the guardrails of that criteria, we have our top 3. Before I get into the top 3 and the top 1, I do want to make it clear that, and this isn't one of those all of your winners statements, that's not what I'm saying here, right? What I am saying is that we will absolutely be looking forward to engaging with as many of you as we can, because the simple reason you made it to the top 10 means that your idea is important. And as we look to scale technology and solutions across all of our markets, these conversations will be carried forward. The question then says, how do we then take that forward and with whom? So, without further ado, folks, our top 3, and this is in no particular order, then I'll give you the 1 out of those top 3. Is there a drum roll? Okay. The 3 fintechs from which the winner will be chosen. The first one, again, in no particular order, I'm keeping it very random here. MyStocks Africa. Kutana Technologies Limited. And Black Swan. Again, folks, those are our top 3, but that does not exclude the other 7 with whom we'll be continuing conversation with over the course of the next few months. The winner out of those top 3 of that $50,000 equity investment is Black Swan. Derek and team, congratulations. And the reason why Black Swan came up on top was around strong product market fit, a clearly scalable solution, and solving for problems that we as a bank are trying to solve across all of our markets. So that's why Black Swan came in top. Now, obviously the folks from MEST will be in touch to figure out the logistics of that. But again, congratulations to yourself. Congratulations to all our top 10, and well done. Thank you.
A big round of applause to Black Swan. Yes. Well done. And if Black Swan can come up to the stage, please, to receive your certificate and award. And to do that, to support me, I'm going to call on Baraka Jeremy, the CEO and co-founder of Kilimo Fresh, MEST Africa Challenge winner 2020. There we go.
The day that lies ahead of me seemed impossible to face. When someone else instead of me.
Awesome. So we've got the photo up. Black Swan, I'm going to ask you just to say a couple of words. You have earned the right not to be knocked off the stage. So please, but still do keep to time. Just a couple of words.
I think, one, I want to thank MEST and ABSA for organizing this challenge. It was a rigorous process. Through the journey, I think I got to meet amazing founders, got to learn what they're doing, got to get schooled in different areas, and hopefully some of them we might be working together, hopefully soon. Since we've exchanged contacts. And one of the things that comes with things like this is, one, I think one thing that, I'm going to keep it short. One thing that I learned is from the founders that we've met, or you guys have selected to the finals top 10, they're amazing. I would want to pinpoint everyone and actually say what I like about what they're doing. But I think the MC is going to tackle me. But to be very fair and honest, there's so much that I've learned by just being around them. And it's good that everyone got an opportunity to hear at least what each is doing. Thank you.
Great stuff. Kitano, I think I've earned the privilege to pose for a photo with you. Please, let me pose for a photo with you. I've earned it, I think. Awesome. And celebrating also the runner-ups in no particular order to also give you your certificate and award, I am going to call upon Lauren Anderson, the co-founder and CEO of Core Academy, MEST Africa Challenge winner 2023. And Kutana, please come on stage. Let's give you a award. Let's give a big hand to Kutana. Awesome. And also celebrating, let's welcome one of the third finalists who was on the list. Please do make your way up. Give a big round of applause. And I'm going to call Sanusha. Sanusha, please do come and help us give this award. Thank you so much, Sanusha. Let's give a big hand for Sanusha.
So keep dancing. I can't stop the feeling. So just dance.
So now we want to just recognize all the participants for great work that you have done. And to help me now, welcome please Mary Ann Lee Pine Williams, Managing Director for Client Success at Meltwater Africa. Mary Ann, please do come on stage. Give it a bigger hand for Mary Ann. There we go. So Mary Ann, we are going to call upon FarmSky to receive their certificate and award. Give a big hand to FarmSky all the way from Kenya. Mary Ann, please do stay with me for a couple of more. And next up, Mighty Finance, all the way from Zambia. You still feel for one more? Okay, you're good for one more? All right. Awesome. Yeah. I mean, Mary Ann still feels for one more. Why not? Let's go for it. So let's do welcome to DevDraft AI. DevDraft AI, all the way from the USA.
I should probably warn you, I'll be just fine. No offense to you, don't waste.
And I'm going to call on Olive. Olive, please help me come and... So Olive flew all the way from Uganda. I understand you arrived today. Wow. Let's give a big hand for Olive. She's the head of digital banking for Absa Uganda. Right. And Olive is going to help us credify. Olive, you came all the way. I still need you on stage. So a couple of more. Investor Farm. Well done. Thank you so much, Olive. You've been a great superstar. And also to help me online. So those that were online, because there is last mile delivery solutions, there's courier services, technology is advanced. Those that joined us online, we will courier your gift pack and your certificate. Thank you for those that joined us online. So thank you so much. I think what we would like to do is to do, there we go. Well done. We would like to do a photo of the 10 participants with their prizes and their certificates. Please do come on stage. The 10 participants, you are the reason why we are here. MAC 2025, the future is now. You are the future. Please do come on stage. Let's do a photo with you. Well done.
Oh my God, I can't believe what I've become. I'm thinking things I shouldn't think, singing songs I've never sung. Oh my God.
Please do come up for the photo. Please do come up for the photo. Yes. You are the future. The future is now. Yes.
Try to fight it, but it's never enough.
Okay. Right. So we're going to do it on the count of 3. We're going to do a formal one, and then we do an animated one, okay? So on the count of 3, we will say, MAC 2025, the future is now. So 1, 2, 3. No. I think they get, no. We want more energy. MAC 2025, the future is now. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. Let's give them a big round of applause. Thank you. Right. Can the judges please come? Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Judges, can we please take a photo of... Judges, please do come to the stage. And then we are going to do a fun picture together where we take a selfie, all of us. Judges, please do come. Okay. It's just the judges. Do I earn the right to stand with the judges? I don't know. Let's do the judges first. Let's give a big round of applause to the judges. There we go. And I think I've earned the right to stand with the judges. Right. Can the finalists come and join the judges? Yes. Yes. Can you join the judges? Can Black Swan? Yeah. Black Swan, join the judges. Yeah. Can the finalists come and we take a picture with the judges? So there's a photo that we want to do. We involve everyone. Oh, nice. Now, a selfie.
Okay, MEST Power photo. So, MEST team, MEST Africa Challenge previous winners, top 10 finalists, judges will teach you how to do the MEST Power pose. So MEST Power, basically you flex your muscles and you just shout MEST Power. So please come and join us. Can we be compact? So maybe have 2 rows, please. If you are my height, as usual, come in the front. If you are taller than I am, to the back. Let's squeeze in nicely. Yep, the MEST Power. Yeah. Daniel, Baraka. Yeah, okay. So I'll count down from 3, and then flex your muscles and just shout MEST Power, all right? Okay. So 3, 2, 1. MEST Power. Shall we retake it? Okay, Sean is coming. All right, okay. Nafi. Let's give it a second, please. All MEST affiliates. Let's do this. Okay. All right, so 3, 2, 1. MEST Power. Thank you.
It's a wrap, right? Right. So for this final photo, we are going to do it with everybody in the room and in the form. So I'm going to ask the cameraman, you will be on stage. Everybody, as if we are taking a selfie with everybody in the room. Right. So I do kindly ask of you to just take your seat. I know you are itching to network. Just this final photo for everybody in the room. So we are going to do the MEST power pose. On the count of 3, we all go. 1, 2, 3, MEST power. All right? 1, 2, 3, MEST power. You have been an awesome crowd. Thank you very much. A big thank you to our sponsors, to ABSA, our judges, the audience, those that were online. Thank you for staying the whole while. You are amazing. And thank you from your MC for the night. It's a sign out from me. Bye-bye.
Cause you know, baby,